What's up, guys? It's me, Kaori Takasue from Square Enix, their social marketing manager. Today we are here at eSports Arena for another Wednesday night fights. But today, Adam, it's not just any regular Wednesday night fights.
Yeah, this is a new one for us. Very excited for today.
I'm really excited as well. So last time we were here, we actually have a lot of love for the eSports Arena. We actually participated a few months ago. We had Ray Chase, the voice of Noctis here. We had Mr. Happy, who is actually in the building to perform his video game skills.
Well, he will be performing. Yes, he will.
To play today.
Oh, yeah.
So Mr. Happy is in the building once again. But let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here and why today is a little bit special.
Totally. So just to introduce myself, my name's Adam Newman, Channel Marketing Manager at Square Enix. So really what we wanted to do is come up with some kind of tournament that really worked with the fans and the fighting game community, but we wanted to partner with one of our retailers. So part of my job is working with the retailers. So one of our biggest retailers is Amazon.com.
Absolutely.
So working with Amazon is such a no-brainer for us. They bring us a lot of love.
Right.
So what we decided to do is partner with them, put together a bracket. So I'm a big sports fan. I don't play sports myself.
What's your favorite sport?
Probably basketball.
Okay.
But I'm short, so I can't play it.
I can't tell.
So I watch it. I know,
That's
I'm
cool.
sitting down.
Yeah,
So if
all
I'm
right.
standing up, you can see I'm short.
Okay.
Love NCAA, love March Madness. I'm like, let's bring a bracket aspect to Dissidia.
Absolutely, that sounds fun.
And I think Dissidia is such a great game because, you know, it's very new on the scene. We want to showcase everything in a bracket aspect of it. It's perfect for this. So what we decided to do is create a bracket, have people fill in. So if you were to pre-order on Amazon.com or Amazon.ca, you'd be able to get a code and fill out a bracket who you think is going to win between all of these fighting game community folks that we have with us today. Not only were people able to get that code, but they will get they got a Cloud Strife nail bat. I think we have a picture of that nail bat.
Let's throw it up on
there. Let's throw it up.
screen.
No, look at that thing.
That
That's
looks scary.
Final Fantasy VII, very Negan-ish, very cool in that respect.
Yeah.
But definitely a cool bat and something that we love. And even if you have not pre-ordered yet, you can pre-order on Amazon and you'll still get that day of launch.
That's awesome.
So what we did is we partnered with Amazon to make sure that all of these this fighting game community and fans were able to pick.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Kaori, we're able to get all these fighting game community peeps together, to create this amazing tournament that we're going to have
But
today.
let's keep it real here. So the thing is, we're good with the nail bat, Kiyobi. Thank you so much. So the thing is, it's really Matt and Loie. So for those of you who have been following us, you do know that we've been doing battle tournaments since last year. So the first battle tournament we actually had was during EVO in Las Vegas. And since then, we've been traveling across the country. So we've been doing things in New York. We've done something at PAX, I believe, in Boston.
Yep.
We did something at San Diego Comic-Con. And we've been rallying the best players in the country to come through to play Final Fantasy for the first time. And it's been really great success. So if you see anybody wearing the T-shirt that I'm wearing or Adam's wearing, that's not just a normal T-shirt. That means they're winners at one of our battle tournaments.
That's very, very, very true. So, I kind of want to show a quick little video, show exactly what we were doing with Amazon.
Sure.
And kind of share in the love. Again, make sure you pre-order at Amazon.com, and make sure you do that, and you'll get that nail bat, that Cloud nail bat. Let's show the video.
All right, roll video.
Your favorite champions from the Final Fantasy franchise are coming together for the ultimate battle. And it's also your chance to win awesome prizes. Square Enix is teaming up with Amazon to throw the tournament of the century. The Dissidia Final Fantasy NT Fantasy Finals. Pick a perfect bracket and you could win a Final Fantasy Dissidia NT arcade cabinet or one of these other awesome prizes. Pre-order any copy of Dissidia Final Fantasy NT from Amazon and receive your pre-order code. Sign up at DissidiaFantasyFinals.com, then enter your pre-order code. Fill out your Fantasy Finals tournament bracket by January 14th. Return to DissidiaFantasyFinals.com on January 17th and watch the live stream to see if you picked the correct outcome. It all leads to the Dissidia Final Fantasy NT Fantasy Finals Tournament, where legendary streamers and legendary heroes will battle it out for glory. Pre-order today on Amazon and join the fight. Available January 30th, 2018.
The one thing I wanted to mention
Yeah.
is the grand prize for the sweeps.
Ooh.
It is, as you saw in that video,
Uh-huh.
a one-of-a-kind Dissidia arcade cabinet. Now, this took a lot of thought, a lot of creativity, but we
Oh,
put
yeah.
something together that's awesome. So
Right.
I hope whoever's watching us right now, if you've entered, keep cheering along because that arcade cabinet is pretty badass.
Yeah, it's definitely one of a kind, and I think it's good to share with everybody. The reason we went with the arcade cabinet is for those who don't know about Dissidia. Dissidia Final Fantasy NT is a game that came out in Japan in the arcade. So this is holding true to the roots of Dissidia itself. And in Japan, you know, it wasn't a game that you can just play on your console. Back in the day, Dissidia was really popular on the PSP, but it's been a long time coming.
Right.
So I think it was great that we stayed true to the roots. Other information, if you're new tuning in and you don't know anything about Dissidia, Dissidia is a 3 versus 3 brawler. For those who don't know, there's 28 different characters from the Final Fantasy franchise. How many worlds, Adam?
I'm going to say 13.
Ding dong.
Oh, yeah.
So 13 worlds, 7 summons, and their tagline, 30 years in the making, is because Final Fantasy came out in 1987.
Wow.
So believe it or not, most of the
Wow.
guys playing and the girls playing weren't even born during that time.
I was.
You were? I know.
yeah.
What does
I
that say
feel
about our
pretty old
age?
and very-
So 30 years ago, Final Fantasy came out, and this title is super unique because a lot of people have favorite characters from the series, and this is one of the only games that introduces a world where they can fight against each other. And one thing I'd love to say is that, you know, we are new to this fighting game community. Oh, we got some photo bombers in the back.
What's going on here? What's going
so
on
we
here?
are new to this
Come on, guys.
community.
Let's be professional.
So, with the help of these wonderful fans and players today, we're able to get a mix of different personalities. And I'm really excited about that.
Very cool.
Yes. So moving along, that's a little bit about Final Fantasy. I'd love to get into the teams that we'll be playing today.
Yeah, let's meet
So
them.
first up, I hope they're here on standby, is Marvel is Anime's Jonah Kim. Where are you, Jonah?
Jonah.
Yeah,
Jonah.
represent Marvel is Anime. Right here. Right here?
There he is.
All right. So real quick, Jonah, I'm really excited that you're playing today. One thing I want everybody to know at home or who voted for them is you did a great job because they are actually the first place in this
Front runners.
8-team, oh, that's not 8, that's 7, 8-team tournament. 8-team tournament. They got the most votes, and kid you not, 3 times over other teams.
So no pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
So I really hope we can live up to your expectations.
Absolutely. Can
Is your
you
mic
tell?
on? Let me just make sure. Now say that again. Now we're good.
All right, well, we're going to do our very best, so I hope to not disappoint all the people who voted for us, and thank you very much.
And Jonah, so can you give everybody that doesn't know you a little bit background on how you came across Dissidia and how we met you?
Yeah, I mean, for Dissidia in itself, I've actually been playing since the original in 2009, 2008, I think. Somewhere around that time. I was always a fan of the series, and I became a competitive fighting game player for a game called BlazBlue, and also Persona 4 Arena around 2012, 2013-ish. I've been playing 2D fighting games for a long time, and
Right.
all of a sudden, randomly, Dissidia NT comes out, and I am just ultra stoked because I
Right.
get to possibly play this game competitively.
Uh-huh.
And now that I get this chance, I'm just more than excited to do so. And SCR was like such an awesome tournament,
Right.
an awesome start for
And your
everything.
first place, right, at
Yes.
SCR?
Yes, and
Who are those?
I'm super excited to continue playing, and I really hope that we can do our best this tournament today.
Who are those two guys
Yeah,
behind
those
you?
are teammates behind you?
Yeah, these are my
A
teammates
beautiful
right here.
dude and a
Bring 'em
fresh
in.
Manny Fresh,
Look
right
at
here.
that.
Bring it in, boys. How do you guys feel about being first place today? Do you feel pretty confident?
The front runners.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
You're good?
We're feeling pretty good.
All right.
Love the cockiness.
I love it. Can you
We've
guys
been training for so long.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna try our best. You know, anything can happen. But you know what? I think we put the time in, and hopefully, if everything works out, we'll win
Okay.
it for all y'all. So
Love it.
let's try our best.
who are you most scared to go against? Oh, scared's not a good word. Who do you think is the biggest challenge in this
We're
tournament?
honestly prepared for anyone.
Yes.
We don't really
Oh.
have any particular team that we really searched for. We
Okay.
just we looked at everyone equally, and we honestly just prepared the best we can, because if we better ourselves the most we can, then we won't have any regrets regardless
I
of
love
the
that.
outcome.
I love that. Excellent. Any last words for the folks watching you?
Yes, thank you so much for watching, and we really hope that we can put on a good show for you guys.
Let's
and
go,
And please
yes.
play the game if you haven't already. This game is really awesome, and it's something that it's a lot more than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah.
You get booed. You get
Open
booed over
beta.
there.
Open beta goes on till this Sunday. Thank you,
Hi,
Marvel.
Mom.
It's anime.
Love you, Mom.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no, don't
guys.
worry about
Let's
it.
keep rolling. Thank you.
All right.
Hey,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much. All right. Adam. who's
Yeah, so next up is pickup group. So do we have Dante?
Pickup group.
Where
Let's
is Dante?
pickup group to the stage.
We got pickup group.
If Dante's not here, Thomas or Elena are part of his team.
Thomas, Elena.
Are you not getting an intro? We can
Oh,
come
they're
back.
running down. They're running
They're
down.
coming.
They're running down. I say we go. Why don't we go to the next one, and we'll get them.
Well,
we'll get them up. I
are
think
they
they're running
here?
down from up there.
They're coming.
Oh, they're
So
running
while
down.
we're waiting for
Yes.
them, real quick. So the open beta started on the 12th of this
Right,
month.
right. I hope you guys
and
are playing.
They're going. It's going till the Sunday here in North America till
Right.
the 21st. Yeah. So if you want to play the game, it's your chance.
Go to PSN, download it.
Yep.
Unbelievable representation of the game. Digging it. Ah,
Oh, right. No.
Up,
Dante,
over here.
right here.
Dante, come
right
around.
Here. All right. Everybody, this is Dante,
Dante
from the pickup group.
all right. So Dante,
Yes.
tell me how you feeling about this whole tournament today. We're all feeling pretty good. Oh, let me turn it on. Again, gotta remember that.
Yeah, sorry.
No, not your fault. All right. So how you feeling about it?
We're all feeling pretty good. We're pretty confident about our chances.
Okay.
All of us.
All of us.
Yeah,
So,
all of us.
how'd your team kind of form together? How'd you pick your team, or was it picked for you? Kind of give us the genesis of that.
The basic story is that at CR,
Yep.
we were all kind of the guys walking around the square.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were all kind of put together. And we did really good when we were all put together.
And how'd you
Right.
do when you were there?
We got second while we were there.
Second is great.
And who did you lose to?
We lost to
Marvelous Anime.
Marvelous Anime.
Yeah, wherever they are.
Yes, those guys.
So
Those
what you're
guys.
trying to tell me is that you're out for vengeance.
Yeah.
We're out for vengeance, but I am out for someone else.
Oh.
Oh.
Where's that Nairo guy?
Where's
Ooh,
Nairo? Uh-oh.
Calling a.
Uh-oh.
Calling
You
him
said
out.
you were the best.
Oh.
Where's Nairo? Oh, he'll come up soon.
He'll come
Nairo.
up.
I usually charge for lessons, Nairo.
Oh.
For you, I'll make an exception.
Oh, I like that. So tell me a little bit about your group. So you got Elena, who you played with
Yes.
in pickup group last time.
Yes.
So you're keeping that name, the same name.
Right.
Awesome. And who's this new guy, Thomas? Tell me about him.
Well, Thomas is basically our replacement for
Evan?
Wonder Chef.
Yep, yep.
He's
Right.
commentating right now, so
Awesome.
obviously he can't be here.
Gotcha.
And he's pretty good.
All right.
I'm
all right.
glad with our replacement.
Okay.
New addition's good.
And do you have any background with Dissidia? Is this your first time
I
playing
do.
Dissidia?
I played the original 2 a lot.
You did.
That's how I basically got into Final Fantasy.
And what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
10.
10.
I love
like
10.
it.
Ten's
Okay.
good.
So do you play with Titus or
I wanted to play Gabranth,
a Garan?
but he's not in this one.
Okay, gotcha.
So for now, I'm sticking with Jacked.
Oh,
Bad
good choice.
boy,
Yeah.
Jet.
awesome.
Excellent.
Well, good luck to you tonight.
Yeah, thank you
We'll
so
see how
much,
everything
man.
goes. Of course, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Team 3. Team Excalipoor with the number 1 Alex. The number 1 Alex is the team captain for
Where is he?
Team
There he
Excalipour.
is.
What's up?
Hello.
I've seen you
Can you hear me?
around.
Yeah,
Yes, I
what's
can
up?
hear you. So, Team Excalipour. I
Okay.
thought it was Team Excalibur, but I was wrong.
Excalibur.
Tell me about your name, your team name.
Excalipoor.
Uh-huh.
We are the greatest of all teams, and that's why
You
we
are.
are poor at losing.
Poor at
Excalipour.
losing. Okay, so what are you bringing to the table today? What does your team? Because in my head, there's a reason why you're playing today, or why we wanted you to play today. Why are you here today?
Why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much here to, watch me do all the fancy moves while
Mm-hmm.
my teammates, my lovely teammates, Mr. Happy and Slack,
Uh-huh.
will carry me throughout the whole game.
I like the honesty here. So you're
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
the smile and the charm to the screen while they carry you. I like that. Who are you excited to go against
Who am I
today?
excited to go against? Oh my god, I would love to fight against the other streamer team.
Oh, okay.
What was their name? What was their name again?
Team Terminus?
No, it's with the 10 tap N.
Yeah, that's Team
Oh,
Terminus.
okay, okay, yeah. I would love to meet them in the finals because we are gonna get there.
Okay, I
Ooh,
like
I
this
love it.
calling people out
No,
stuff.
this is good. I
All
like
right. Do you have any last shout outs for everybody watching? Actually, sorry, before I cut you off, you guys were number 2. You and Balamb Moogles were neck and neck, literally 1 vote off from one another to get the reigning titles. So
I think it's the name.
is that what it is? I think
And
you
the
just have a lot of
status.
fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd have to say that.
So if there's one team to beat, it's the Balamb Moogles.
Okay, we'll
So
have to get
just
them.
FYI.
But just beat all of them.
Yeah.
We'll beat all of them. Yeah.
Win this.
Yeah.
All
No
right.
pressure.
All right.
Yeah.
Any last words for everybody watching?
Thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait for you to see us destroy everyone. Okay,
Love it.
bye.
Thank you. All right. Who's up next, Adam?
So next we have, speaking of, the Balamb Moogles.
Oh, wow.
So we are looking for Peter. Is Peter here from the Balamb Moogles? Peter.
Peter, a.k.a. Flash.
Is Peter not?
Peter is Flash.
Ah, there's Peter.
I see
There's
his
Flash.
face. I see that
Here he
smile
is.
coming up. There he is.
Come on over.
All right.
Peter, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
How's how you feeling about tonight?
I'm feeling pretty confident. You know, my team has 2 champions in it.
Yep.
So they're going to carry me to victory.
Carry you to victory. So you
Yeah.
don't think you can help them?
I'm going to help a little bit, but they're going to carry me.
Great. So
Wow.
what are you
Humble.
looking forward to tonight? Like what team do you think you want to meet? Uh-oh. What you got there?
I want to be... What is it? Marvel is anime?
There you
Everybody's
go.
talking about it.
Everybody's talking about Marvel's anime,
Yeah.
so might as well.
So tell me this. Originally, I think Jay Wong and Marn were part of your
Yep.
group, and then some things came up, and unfortunately, they couldn't join us. How are you feeling about your new crew today?
I am extremely happy about my new teammates.
Do you know them? Have you ever met them before?
Well, I know Kizzy,
Okay.
but I just met him this weekend.
Awesome.
Or
Okay.
this weekend, yeah.
And are
How
you
you
bonding?
feeling about Corey?
But I like him.
Good?
You know, he's
Good.
decent. He's
Oh,
good.
all
you know.
right.
Did you
Back
know
me
that
up.
Corey is the youngest person in this tournament tonight?
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm younger than that.
Are
you are?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm like, I got my facts wrong.
Okay. That's good stuff. Well, we're excited to see you out there competing.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
So do you guys have real quick, do you guys have a strategy?
I'm going to run away.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Runaway's
throw
good.
stuff, and they're gonna
Hide and go
protect me.
seek? Tag. It's
Yeah.
like tag. Okay.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna throw projectiles, and they're gonna protect me.
I
Dig
love
it.
it.
Dig it.
I
All
love
right.
it.
Well, good luck tonight, guys.
Good luck.
Kick some ass.
Alrighty, let's
Thank
go.
you.
See you then.
Okay, yes. All right, next up, Kaiba boys. I see my friend K Brad over here. Let's come on up, K Brad. So,
Oh, there he is.
what's up?
What up?
So you are very important to our team today because you're one of the first people that have actually played Dissidia.
Yes.
This happened during E3 at the E3 Coliseum. You actually played with Hazama-san, Kujiraoka-san, who's the director of the game. Tell me about the journey from then till now.
When I played it at E3, I didn't really understand the game at all.
Yeah.
I just like, oh, Cloud's in the game. I'm gonna play the game because he's in it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then now, like playing it earlier and then like just playing it now, I'm like, this game's kind of nice. It's kind
Oh,
of sick.
yeah.
So I was
Okay.
playing it for the longest time, so I'm pretty
Right.
excited now.
All right.
It's just like, but I know a lot of other people have been playing it like crazy, so we'll see how we like stack up against them.
Cool. How do you feel about your team members? Is it a good mix? Like, tell me about how your team came about.
Oh yeah. I picked both of them. Like obviously, I picked Chris. Chris is so good at games. So I was like, oh, Chris G for sure. And then like Steve, I've known Steve for a while. So I was like, Steve, come on, you trying to be on my team? And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's do it. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, good.
Yeah, that's awesome because, Tasty, he's like great at, talking, commentating about, shoutcasting and stuff, but he's also a great player. So I'm really, really intrigued and interested to see what he brings to the table
So
today.
I know that Cloud. your
What does he
favorite
mean to you?
character-
I know you
well,
go
But who's your
wild.
second choice in this game?
There is no second choice.
Oh.
I mean, it's Sephiroth, obviously, right?
Right.
No, the generic answer is Sephiroth, but I play Final Fantasy X a lot.
Right.
Like, I
Okay.
play Final Fantasy X almost as much as I played 7.
Got it.
So obviously I like Titus.
Okay.
Not
Titus!
There is no Titus. I don't know who that person is. I know. I like Titus.
Titus.
You know. And
Alright.
whenever you guys, put some Orin in the game, I'll be there
Okay.
for some Orin.
Got it.
Whenever.
I like that. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you play today.
For
So
sure.
thank
How you feeling
very
about
much.
it?
I feel great. I'm about to have some fun, win or lose. I'm
All
about to have
right.
all the
I
fun.
like that
Like it.
positivity.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
go. Next up. Who's next?
So next is Team Terminus.
And
We're
who's
l-
representing
we're
for
looking
Team
for-
Terminus?
Alex.
10,
10, man.
Signature. Do you have a signature move, like a signature pose or anything? The 10-10 man
You
pose?
could stand up.
You should just look at. You're
Oh,
fine.
man, you're tall.
We'll just have
Hey
talking
guys,
lips.
how's it going?
Talking lips. All right, what's going on?
All right,
Oh, you do
I'll
have
come
to
down.
shoot.
We're good. We're
All
on
right.
the same
Now,
level.
good.
What's up, guys?
All right, so tell me about yourself and how you got involved with this.
I'm 1010 man. I play video games. I like fighting games, and I like Final Fantasy. So it's like best of both worlds, right?
He's being a little bit humble right now.
He definitely
so
is being
I
humble.
play a
'cause
lot of
there's-
ARMS.
See, that's
What
what
are you
it
known
is.
for, ARMS?
Yeah, what are you known for?
One of the best players worldwide at ARMS. I'll be at EVO after this, so that'll be fun.
So what made you say yes to playing this? Because I know you didn't have too much experience playing Dissidia, but you did say yes to this challenge. So tell me about how you feel being new to this game, and then a little bit about your teammates and how that's going to work together.
Okay. Yeah, no, I had almost no experience with this game. My first time to play it was at West, and I got bodied. And well, I mean, it's an atypical fighter. It's got a little bit of different stuff going on with the 3D planes and maneuvering and stuff, and that's pretty similar to ARMS. And there's a lot of teamwork and coordination. It's different, and I think that's why I liked it. And plus, I love Final Fantasy. As far as my teammates, you know, they're pretty avid gamers. They don't really have much experience when it comes to competitive play, but you know. Maybe we'll come up as underdogs and win it, you know?
But you guys have Rosie, right?
Who apparently has played for hundreds and
Right.
hundreds of
500
hours.
She has
plus.
so much. I think you guys are the underdog team to bring it all home.
To watch
It's
out for.
crazy because I've played this for like 6 hours, and I love it because I love Final Fantasy, but every time I do something wrong, she's like, so you needed to do that,
Good.
and then this, and then that move does this. I'm like, oh my God, she's an encyclopedia.
Totally is.
I think Rosie is the one to kind of bring it for you.
And you know what you have? Rosie, if you're here, Rosie's mom's birthday is today.
Oh.
She's in the background.
Yeah.
She's sitting back there. So happy birthday to Rosie's mom.
Happy birthday,
Hopefully
Rosie's
she
mom.
brings it today and she wins for the team.
We'll win it for her mom's birthday for sure.
Better.
We have that's like the good luck charm. We can do it.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good
All right.
luck.
Good luck tonight.
Okay. Almost last but not least. Oh, actually two more. So we got, the name's Bartz. The name's Bartz.
Who do we got?
Leaf. Where are you?
There he is.
Okay. Let's go.
Hey, everyone.
So I think the name's Bartz tells us something. What do you know about Bartz?
Bartz is one of my very favorite Final Fantasy characters, yes.
Okay, and why is that?
I played Final Fantasy V, and it was one of the last Super Nintendo. It was the next to last Super Nintendo game, and so you don't have a very big concept of what the character looks like.
Okay.
But when he came out on the PSP version, I was like, oh man, this is what they imagine Bart's looking like. That's so cool, and I've been into him ever since.
Okay, awesome. I know that you run your own YouTube channel. You do a bunch of tutorials. Tell me a little bit about why you started that channel and how you utilize it and what you want people to know about your channel.
Okay, so yeah, I had seen a Kotaku article a while back about the game coming out in arcade, and then I didn't hear anything for months. And then randomly on YouTube, in my suggestions, I saw a picture of Bartz, and I was like, that's a really clean-looking Bartz. What's happening there? And I clicked on it, and it was a video from a Japanese player named G-Gil. And I found out you could upload your games from the arcade. And so I looked through G-Gil's YouTube channel, and he was a Bartz player. And I was like, man, this is great. I used to come from Smash Bros.
Yep.
And so I decided, let me start doing some tournament-style commentary because I know this game is going to come out on PS4. And so I just started doing tournament-style commentary, and then I eventually moved into tutorials and played the beta.
Awesome.
And that's what I've been doing up
It's
until
history.
now.
So tell me about your team. Who's in your team, and what are you? Who are you here to go against? Who do you think is the team that you're like? This is the team I want to win.
I want to beat Marvelous Anime
Ah,
because
there it is.
I'm facing them round one, and if I don't, nothing else matters.
All right. Well, are you confident about your team? You got good players. Tell me about your teammates.
I'm very confident in my teammates, Carlos and David, especially because the first time I played with David, like literally the other night, we got in a fight. No, we didn't get in a fight. We were playing the beta, and we got a match, and we destroyed the other team. And I was on mic, and I was like, David, what was that? And he was like, oh yeah, I've been watching your tutorial videos.
Nice.
And I was like, he picked it up way faster than I ever did, so
That's
I'm
awesome.
very excited.
Very, very cool.
Awesome.
Well, we're really excited for your team to play tonight. Good luck, okay?
Good luck tonight, guys.
All right. And finally, number 8. Team number 8.
Last but not least.
Super special because they were the mystery team for
Mystery
the longest
team.
time. Who did we bring? The Goons.
Goons.
Who's representing the Goons?
Zero. Here he comes.
Here
Slowly,
he comes.
but
Zero.
surely. There's Zero.
What's
I came
up?
straight from retirement home to this, man.
Yes, I love it. Retirement. What are you holding there?
This is Cloud Cup of Noodles. It's everything I wanted in life. I mean, where's the camera? Oh, okay, here it is. You see, it's the actual cup of noodles from Cloud Strife. It breaks all your limits while you're eating.
Wow, limit breaker right here.
Yeah, so we'll definitely talk more about that in a little bit. So tell me about your team. What are we looking forward to tonight?
All right, so my team consists of all retired Best Smash Pro player.
All right.
All right, so we straight from the retirement home.
Okay.
Then we have Crash Bandicoot streamer,
Crash
Naro.
Bandicoot. I love that
And then
game.
we have an actual Dissidia player, Most.
There you go.
Very cool.
There you go.
So what do you think you can bring from Smash Bros? Like what is it that you can bring to this game to kick some ass?
You see, a lot of people in this tournament, they never been to a real FGC tournament, you know? A lot of them, you know? And I'm going to tell you one thing. They don't got that crowd experience.
All right.
So when they play us, man, people going to get loud. I'm going to tell you one thing. I ain't getting nervous.
Let me ask you. I know when we met you at the Hyper Extreme, you weren't exposed to Dissidia too much. I know you were a huge Smash players. People in the company were excited that you were playing because you're very famous, right? I mean, bow down to you. But I knew that you didn't have too much hands-on with Dissidia, and I saw you play with Hazama-san, and he picked it up pretty quick. And you were super cool about, like, asking questions. What have you learned since then to now with the beta and practicing and all that?
Well, so what we did to train is that we played the Japanese beta. So
Okay.
we were playing from like 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. all those days. Then we hopped on. We bought the Japanese full game, so we started playing on that, ranking up. We were playing as a team pretty much every day, at least a
Alright.
few hours. And I was doing like solo queue on my own as well. I was
Okay.
looking up videos of different cloud players,
Yeah.
you know, sticking up on the community notes. So I pretty
Yeah.
much tried my hardest to learn the game as quick as I
Yeah.
could. I think I got myself learned really, really fast. Like I went from like losing every game with solo queue to like winning like 99% of them.
Right.
So I mean, I'm just trying really hard. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I can only ask myself to try my best during this.
Yeah, that's awesome because I heard word on the street. People are actually nervous about you guys. They're like, it's not fair. We have to play against him. And I was like, you guys, I didn't even know he can pick it up that quick because he's great at Smash. But they're like, he has the fundamentals. So I'm really excited to see you play.
You gonna win?
Well, I'm gonna say one thing. You know, Marvel's Anime was talking about how they are not worried about any team in the game. But all I know is when we played them online, we slapped them. They literally won like one game out of many.
Oh.
So they be saying they're not worried about nobody. But I think we're gonna wreck them if we play them.
Oh.
In fact, I actually want to wreck them because he had that smug face while he was talking, and like I kind of want to go like a little. I kind of want to cross slash that.
Ow.
You know.
I like it.
So all I know is that that's like the one team. That's like the one team I really want to be because I don't like people like that. So like I'm trying to win.
Oh, you don't like people like that?
No, nigga, that's
Oh,
all.
you're just
Other than
messing.
that, everyone else super cool, man. Shout outs to my man.
Oh, now you're gonna get them fired up. I like this.
Uh-huh.
All right,
I'm
Zero, good luck
excited.
tonight, man.
Good luck
Thank
tonight.
you so much, man.
Thank you so much. Good luck for sure. All right, so that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, that was 8 teams, total of 24. Tonight's rules are going to be easy, single elimination, and it's going to be 24 people just competing for the title of Dissidia Fantasy Finals champion.
So after that, who do you think's gonna take it all?
All right, so can I be honest?
Yeah, be
Okay,
honest.
so I have a feeling
Yeah.
that it's going to be the Goons too. And the reason I say this is because I underestimated Zero. In terms, I knew he was a great player. I respected him as a
Right.
fighting game guy, but seeing him pick it up that quick,
Right.
it made me like, oh shoot, he really does have a chance. That's just my gut feeling. I really, really have high hopes for my girls, representing Rosie and Elena
Love it,
from
love it.
Team Terminus, as well as Pickup Group. They've been practicing really hard, and the neat thing to see is that everybody practices differently. And I'm not going to call out any names, but there's people that rolled up in here haven't practiced a lick here, but they're like super chill, super confident. And there's also other people, like last night we had practice.
Yep.
And Loey and Matt were here. So we opened the floor up at 3 p.m. Loey and Matt were here till midnight. And people are actually practicing till midnight. And I commend them for like just that like drive and that passion. And they were huddling, group meetings, practice. So this is going to be a really, really good one. What do you think?
See, I think I'm going to agree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because I just like Zero and his crew's mentality. I think they are born winners.
Yeah.
I think they know how to kick ass in any type of fighting game, fighting material. Thank Matt Kishimoto. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think they're that way. They have that gusto, that attitude that's really going to bring them past everything.
Right.
I know Marvel's Anime is the front runner.
I love them too.
And
I really do.
But I think because they are, everyone's going to be out for them.
I see.
As you saw. So I'm predicting an early exit for Marvel's Anime.
Okay.
I am. But I think Goons are going to take it all.
You don't think so? K-Brad, obviously, like I'm a fan of him and he's awesome.
Right.
Like I think he has a shot. Kizzy is the other one that he's such a charmer and sweet. And the way he plays is really funny because he gets all like, he's smiley and cute, and all of a sudden it's like game face. So watch out for Kizzy.
Yeah,
and he
Kizzy's
won last time
Yep.
when we had our tournament here. So that's the other group that I'd watch out for.
And as I said, I think Team Terminus could be that underdog team.
Underdog.
I think that's definitely the team to watch to make
Yeah.
sure, because I think Rosie is that key player that's really going to kind of get in there, make sure the team's doing what they need to be doing, and really focus on winning that game.
All right, so that's enough of us talking. But before we go, we have other things to cover, which is our very, very good friend Brent from Cup Noodles is here in the building. Brent, are you out there?
Where's Brent? There he is. He's so busy.
So, you may have seen his charming face.
I can hold it.
I brought more nudes.
He is a noodle
Nudes.
eater. So tell us, Brent. You are
nudes.
holding lots of nudes. Tell us about your noodles and how this partnership.
Tell us about your noodles,
Tell
Brent.
about your noodles.
Talk about your noodles.
Well, these are Nissan Cup noodles made famous in Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Or worn on the head of Noctis.
Noctis,
so,
yes.
yeah, we decided to bring the partnership over to the U.S., bring it across the shores, and kind of build on that relationship and do it right in the U.S.
I just love what you guys did with the colors, the characters, and just like warm up for battle. Tell us a little bit about your tagline and how it's a perfect fit.
It kind of builds off of our current tagline. Is I'm just warming up.
Yep,
Like you got
it's
so much
awesome.
more in store for yourself and in the future, and so warming up for battle with Dissidia, a 3 versus 3 kind of battle game. We were really pumped on really just bringing those two things together in a natural way and really introducing Final Fantasy to all of our fans. Like basically, who has never eaten a cup noodles in their life? Nobody. So this is a great opportunity to actually introduce Final Fantasy and Dissidia to all our fans too.
Yeah,
so where could you find these? Where's the best place to pick it up? Where can you go to pick one up?
Well, there's no best place, but you can find it basically any grocery store, Safeway, Albertsons, Kroger, Costco, Sam's. You can find it at Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar.
There you
can
go.
find it basically
a lot of
anywhere.
places all over the
A lot
country.
of places.
And are you guys only here in the U.S. or are you in Canada too, or where?
This promotion's only running in the U.S. right now, but we're hopefully going to be doing some cool stuff in the future. You never know.
Right. So
Always unexpected.
I like that. I know you actually worked with us in the past. I think we worked at San Diego Comic-Con. You were here last time as well. We just want to thank you for being such great partners, and we're really looking forward to working with you more in the future. You've been feeding us. I never go hungry at work thanks to Cup Noodle.
And how cool is that hat?
Huh?
How cool is that hat?
Amazing.
Love that hat.
It's no Noctis hat, but I know it's pretty.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
I'm not gonna lie.
And people
Tasty Steve likes it.
Does he really?
see?
Oh, does he? Well, people
Real tasty. But this
laugh.
is tastier.
Oh, I
This is
like that.
tastier Steve.
Tastier Steve. People laugh at us because, Kupo is what Moogles say in Final Fantasy. So we always say Kupo noodles, and I think it's just, we're made for each other.
Perfect.
Cup
I think
noodles
that's
and
a good
Square
idea.
Enix. Nissan and Square Enix, friends forever.
Chomp down some Kupo noodles and
Kupo noodles.
let's get down some Dissidia.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
good.
Well,
Thanks,
thank
Brett.
you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you guys.
All right. So without oh, there you go. Thank you for putting that graphic
Oh,
up.
very
So
cool.
those who order or buy this order, who purchase Cup Noodle, you actually get Noctis's Royal Raiment outfit as a DLC code. So make sure you eat good noodles and you also get Noctis's outfit.
And there's no excuse to not find this, because I went to Costco the other day. It was there. My brother went to 99-cent store. It was there. Constantly finding this thing. So
Yeah.
you will easily be able to find it. Get yourself a DLC.
All right, and how many flavors do we got here?
Right here.
Chicken, beef, and shrimp.
Shrimp. There it is.
Awesome.
Great, love
Alrighty.
it.
So now to the meat of this day, we are going to get two of our favorite hosts, Evan Hashimoto in the building, Wonder Chef,
here they
EGP
come.
Wonder Chef, and James Chen. They're going to
There
take
they
our
are.
place. They're the real winners of this. They're going to be commentating the whole night.
Wait. You're a winner
so-
too.
oh,
You're a
thanks.
winner.
Thank you.
You're a winner in my heart.
Thank you so much.
course.
So we're going to switch it up here so they can have the stage and talk about their expectations for this show. So that's it from Adam and I.
Yeah, thanks guys. Enjoy
Thank
the
you very
night,
much.
and we will pass it over.
Alrighty, boys, let's go.
Oh man, you have your own custom Shantoto here, don't you?
I absolutely do. It was a birthday gift for me, and I'm going to try to sit it up here. Come on, Chantal. Yeah!
Hey, there you
Yeah!
go.
Right
Okay,
above it.
okay.
Yes! That is
All right.
exactly what I wanted to see. Anyway, I am EGP Wonder Chef, joined by the legendary James Chen. I've never, ever casted with you before,
Have
actually.
we never done commentary?
Never, ever.
Okay, okay.
I don't know how that is, but I'm really excited to be here with you. Obviously, you are one of the biggest Final Fantasy fans in this entire room.
Yes, I've been playing Final Fantasy since the original. I still remember. I'm old enough that I can have played the original. And honestly, no, I mean, legit, the game changed my life. Like that game, Final Fantasy 2, which was 4, of course, and Final Fantasy 3, aka 6, still to this day one of my top 3 favorite video games of all time. Of all time, just like nothing can be better than that one. So.
Wow.
But I mean, so I'm kind of excited here for this Final Fantasy Dissidia. Now, obviously, I'm not as familiar with the game as you are, right? You've been playing it a little bit more, and a lot.
A lot. I've been grinding it just like crazy. I mean, more hours than I've not been practicing over the past few weeks when I've had the chance to. I mean, obviously the North American beta is out. You guys can all download it like right now if you want to, or right after this. Hopefully they'll all want to. I think they will. But yeah, I know quite a bit. But definitely not. My Final Fantasy knowledge in general is not even close to yours.
Okay,
not even close to
okay.
yours.
So
I mean,
I can throw some. What are some of the monsters called in Final Fantasy X?
oh no, you.
Okay, I'm just okay. You know,
No. You're gonna ruin all. I said this earlier, but you're gonna ruin all of my street cred, all of it. It's gonna be all entirely gone. But I think we were talking about this earlier. I play the one that you haven't touched, which is 14.
Yes.
So maybe I'll throw out some quiz questions there and ruin your
Oh
cred.
yeah, exactly. So no, I mean I haven't played 11 or 14. I'm scared to play MMOs because I can lose my life in those things.
Absolutely understandable. I've been down that hole, but it's a fun way to go down, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't do it, James.
I feel what?
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Final Fantasy 14. I speak from experience.
Oh, okay. Secret fact: I'm on the same server as Kyobi in 14. I don't know if
Oh,
he knows
really?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So
Wait,
you
you're on.
play-
Why are we?
I have no idea.
We need to talk later then.
Yeah, we will definitely talk later.
So
but
I think this is probably the one stream that I can actually play Final Fantasy Record Keeper on, and
Oh.
it would be okay. Because let me tell you, about losing your life to Final Fantasy games, dude, if I showed you my team, you would probably just be like so sad.
Okay, so I don't play Record Keeper, but I do
Okay.
play Brave Exvius.
Okay.
So I'll assume that your team is great. But also, let me just say, if there's a more dangerous hole than MMOs, it's mobile games. 100%. That's
Trust me. Like there have been times like legit, I'm on like actual commentary, and I'm like, because it's always Sunday. Sunday is always EXP day.
Oh.
So I need to get my experience. So like I'll be on commentary on Sunday, and like I'm like, yeah, someone's doing something.
Yeah, great. Well, now you can do it, and it'll be perfect.
Exactly,
But, actually,
exactly.
speaking of mobile games, they did just announce that they are going to have an English release of the Dissidia mobile game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to say it
okay.
wrong. Opera Omnia, I believe. Okay,
Okay,
I'm getting
okay.
a yes. I'm going to mispronounce a bunch of things today. But okay, so we're here for this tournament. All right.
Yes,
This tournament is 8 teams that have all been
right.
invited. A lot of them have played in competitions before for Dissidia. I mean, there have been some other pre-release things. There's Evo. There's SCR. They had it Wednesday Night Fights a few times. a lot of other teams, it's their first time competing in this game. We've got a lot of content creators, YouTubers, streamers, and there we go.
Fighting game players too here. Obviously,
it's crazy.
From our background here, from fighting games, we've got a lot of fighting game players. But you see, right here, you see that it's just going to be single elimination. It's single elim. First round is 2 out of 3, and then only semifinals and finals is going to be 3 out of 5. So out of these 8 teams, what's your pick? Who's your pick to take this?
So I've been following all these teams for a very long time, and honestly, it's going to be a really close. It's going to be really close. Obviously, okay. So for those out there who might not know,
beating around the bush. Here.
Okay.
Give me a name.
Well, let me give a precursor. I was originally on one of these teams.
Right.
So Team Pickup Group was my group from SCR, and you
guys got second place.
We got second place to Marvel is Anime. I love him so much, and I did get a replacement, Tommy, one of my really good friends, huge Final Fantasy fan. He has a bunch of Final Fantasy tattoos. We'll see that later. But basically, I've been following all these people. I've been seeing what they've been doing. I've been practicing with the past few days, and I really can't give you one name. I honestly can't. It's not just me beating around the bush. It is very, very difficult to tell.
Are you Wonder Chef or Tasty Steve? I mean, come on.
He's here.
Yeah,
I know.
Teams.
He might have something to say about that.
No, I mean, like,
okay.
Honestly, like, if I had to pick a team, I wanted to pick the Goons. But I don't want to give Zero any more firepower of being able to trash talk. So I don't know. Maybe I might have to change my pick at this point in time.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot of statements that he made. And I got to say, that's one of the teams that's been practicing the most. I think if there's a wild card of the tournament, that's what I'm going to say. I don't know who's going to win, but 100% the wild card of the tournament is Goons.
Yeah.
I've been watching them play so much the past few days, and they have just been grinding. They played together in the Japanese version. They have a lot of coordination. But another team that's been practicing is the first team up, which is Marvel is Anime. Now, this team, let me talk a little about this team. First of all, we heard it earlier, they have over 300 more votes to win the tournament. Like, people that think they're going to win the tournament than any other team, than the second place team. So they're clearly the fan favorite right now to win.
Well, that's because they've got such a beautiful dude on their team, man. I mean, come on. Now, I mean, in case you guys are unfamiliar, of course, this is a 3v3 game, and you're going to have a lot of different characters of different class types as well. So there's like Marksman and Vanguard and Assassin, which all have different abilities and different roles in the game. And it's really going to be a matter of picking the right characters to form a good, cohesive teamwork kind of team.
Absolutely. There are a lot of teams that do choose to stick to that sort of, like one Vanguard, one Marksman, one Assassin, a tank, tank, assassin, caster, essentially.
Right.
It's a very classic. Normally we do see, I think we're going to see most of the teams stick to that today. A few others, they've got some unique strategies I heard about, but we'll have to see that a little later. So it looks like they're going into the first game, and we are seeing the point of view from Marvel is Anime. The team leader should be... Oh, actually, it looks like we're getting the viewpoint of Manny, who's actually not the team leader, and he's playing Golbez. So,
oh, wow, okay.
Just a little bit of history. He was known as an Ishtola player. He played Ishtola for every tournament that he was in, and also he won almost every single one. But today, he decided that he was going to change which marksman he played because he thinks he can protect his team better. But on the other side, we've got another Golbez.
Yeah, Golbez, really good range, really good, but he has to, so you see the dragon that he has around him. If he takes a little bit too much damage, he actually loses the dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, if he takes at least 1,000 damage. But let's talk a little bit just about the base game. So the entire goal of this game, this is a 3v3 arena fighter. It's very much just like a normal fighting game, but the goal is to get at least 3 kills for your team.
Right.
So if your opponents die 3 times, that's it. If they're incapacitated 3 times, they lose.
Yeah, you can see that in the top left. Yes, exactly. There's the 3 blue stocks, the 3 red stocks, and every time someone is incapacitated, they can respawn. They'll come back, but that will count to one of the kills, and the first to 3 will take the match.
Right, and then damage in this game is just a little bit different than you might be used to. So there's bravery damage, which is all of your normal attacks. They're going to raise that number at the bottom of your screen. You can see right now it says 1977. And it's the same number that's floating above everybody else's health bars. Now, that signifies how much damage you do if you use your big attack, your HP attack.
Right.
And so the HP attack is the only one that actually does real damage. So the big goal here is to do a bunch of normal attacks into your opponent until you build up enough that you're able to kill them with 1 or 2 HP attacks.
Right, and you can see their HP, you can see the smaller number, like right there, you can see 740 right under the 1424, or even for all the teammates and opponents, you can see those numbers there as well.
Yeah, and that essentially is the base game. But actually, you know what? One more thing we can talk about are the summons. So,
just on cue, let's do this.
Thank you very much. All right, you guys can leave now. You guys hit all your cues. But, so summons. There are these summon crystals that spawn. You do damage to them. It builds up your summon meter, which you can see above your team stocks. And if you all summon, it summons your summon, which does all these crazy field effects. So right now we're seeing Shiva. She's just literally freezing all the opponents, does so much damage to them. You can combo off of them, and it also, each summon that you choose gives you a passive buff.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the summons, though, is they look really powerful, and they can be quite broken. But I even remember at SCR when we saw a bunch of teams playing this, the team that got the summon didn't necessarily win. In this case, they definitely did. But that isn't always the case. You can try to survive that as much as you can. But again, one of the key things too is, like I said, the teamwork is going to be really, really important here. I know, like, for example, at SCR, a lot of the teams, that was the first time they played with each other, so they didn't quite have the teamwork.
Yeah, definitely that's going to be the biggest change from SCR to now. This game is, so for a lot of fighting game players out there, there are a lot of aspects of this game that are extremely familiar. Like, just, you will 100% see them as soon as you know, they come up on stream. So there's footsies, and there's blocking, and there's, you know, like, there's like dodges, which are sort of like backdashes, but you can do it anyway, of course. There's just all the normal stuff. But the big thing is that you don't really start combos. You can't really combo into HP attacks unless you, like, crush them onto a wall.
Right, unless you wall splat them. Right.
So the biggest combo starters are seeing that somebody's already committing to, like, say, attacking a teammate, or that your teammate has started a combo on them, and then you get to follow it up. So there aren't, like, you know, huge combo strings to you know, to memorize or whatever. It's just mostly the execution is about the quickest situational awareness that you could possibly have.
Yeah, I was talking to Kizzy K, who's one of the players here, and he said one of the things that this game has really kind of powered up one of his, basically his awareness, you know, because you have to keep track of so many things as you can. And when you see the little blue lines that are coming onto your character, those are people who are targeting you. And when they turn red, that means they are attacking you.
Yes.
So it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind. If you're not keeping track of a lot of that stuff, you're going to get hit from behind, or you're going to hit by a lot of ranged attacks, which is what a lot of the marksmen are capable of doing. And so it's very, very important to stay very aware of what's going on through the playing field. You've got the little mini-map in the top right as well.
Yeah, just being aware of your surroundings is one of the most important things. So now that the basics are out of the way, I'd like to talk...
We are watching the Marvelous Anime team now, right now. So we're looking at the... Oh, wait, we're actually looking at the name's Bart's team right now. Okay.
Right, so in this game, everybody has their own perspective, of course. That's why you see everybody at a different setup. And so seeing from each player's perspective is very important. Like right now we're seeing Warrior of Light. He is a Vanguard. He is a tank. He is actually literally a PvP tank. His special skill is the ability to make everybody within a certain area target him for 15 seconds. So literally they have to target him and nobody else.
So it's hard for them to see people sneaking from behind, etc., right?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden he knows he's going to be hit with a bunch of attacks, so he has to have really good defense. He's basically the main character of the game. He's got a lot of really cool counters where he puts up kind of a magical shield, and he's got a lot of really good mid-range options.
And the more you block things with that shield too, it powers up a lot of his moves as well. And that's one of the cool things that, you know, I'm learning. So I got a chance to sit down with this game, and actually Mason on Team Goons sat down with me and really showed me a lot of the unique things about all the different characters. And they really did a lot of really cool things to make each of the characters very unique. And I was actually surprised by a lot of the decisions that they had made for characters. Some of them are super good in the air. Some of them are much better on the ground. Like Tidus is better at dashing all the time. You know, it was a really neat variety that they put with all the characters.
Yeah, there are characters for every playstyle. There are characters that have really high execution. There are characters that are more based on predicting. There are characters that play more mind games.
And that was fast.
It was. So, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of The Name is Bartz. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, squeeze them dry.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh,
See,
no.
unfortunately, I did hear that. So.
All right. That's the one you were going to get.
Fair enough. But there you go. So Marvelous Anime, you can see one of the reasons why they probably got so many votes here. You can see how effective they played right there. I think both matches were 3-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
No,
So there was one kill in the first game.
3-1. Okay, it was
walking in
3-1. Okay. Making sure he's clarifying there. Sorry. You got one.
But you know what? As they're being eliminated, I'd like to talk a little bit about that team. So you know, we were going through a lot of stuff as the first game was coming up. So I want to talk about the teams a little bit.
Sure.
So the team that we did just see. Well, first of all, the team we saw win. Let's talk about them. Marvelous Anime. They're going to be moving on in the bracket, of course, and so they're made up of 3 really good players from 3 different games.
Yes.
So we saw the perspective of Manny Fresh, and he won Evo for Dissidia. So they had a build of Dissidia at Evo, this most recent Evo, and he won. It was his first time ever picking up the game. He won the whole thing.
Okay.
Now, that was with a different team, but then comes around SCR, and that's where this team formed. That was also the first time that Beautiful Dude played, and they won SCR. They won SCR clean, except for, you know, the second place team SCR was really great too.
Oh,
Let's just put that out there.
They did wonderful.
Oh,
They did wonderful.
I mean, really, they should have won, but
so they had one. They just had that one player, Wonder Chef, who was just kind of dragging them down. You know. No. Okay.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong though. But anyway, so at SCR they won completely, and so they're made up of Manny, who has now won more Dissidia majors in the U.S. than anybody else. That's really the only way you can put it. Beautiful Dude, who most recently did win SCR for Guilty Gear. He's one of the best Guilty Gear players in the U.S. And then Jonah, who's a great Blaze Blue player.
Yeah.
He said he's won multiple SCRs for Blaze Blue. He just a whole bunch of
strong talent right there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing about it. You know, fighting game players, of course, is that they're good at taking advantage of what the game gives them, right? And so, you know, for a game like this is a pretty complex game, right? Like I said, a lot of the characters can do different things, a lot of things that you got to keep aware of, a lot of situational awareness. So I don't want to be a biased FGC dude, but you know, like that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to pick Team Goons, because you got, you know, champions like Zero and Nairo on there, right? But then you got the teams with like Chris G and K-Brad, so we've got a lot of fighting game players around here.
The talent here is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just in general.
So the reason why I can't root for, you know, K-Brad's team, because, you know, he's on that Final Fantasy VII thing. He's Cloud, Chris G is Sephiroth. I mean, come on, let's get some variety in here, man. Let's get some of those other characters in here, man.
Oh no, you started this whole thing at SCR, and the crowd nearly turned into a riot. There was nearly like violence.
If you ever yelling at me, dude, they were screaming in the audience.
People were literally jumping onto their chairs, over chairs. Just holding up the number of who they think their favorite Final Fantasy is. I'm staying out of that discussion. I'm staying out.
Dude, there's always ways that you can start wars on Twitter. One is like Best Burger. The other one is Best Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed that's gonna cause some violence, internet violence.
That's not what we want to see. But okay, also, so that's Marvel's Anime. I'll talk a little bit about them more later. Now, the other team that they had just eliminated is the name's Bartz, and that is a team of Bartz. Which unfortunately we didn't see Bartz on the team.
Yeah, I know, right?
And we didn't get to hear that, but I think we may hear that later from a different team. Now,
okay.
The leader of that team is Leaf. Now, he's a content creator and a big player, like a big Dissidia player in general.
Okay.
He's just been all about the community from previous games for a long time. Basically a community leader. He makes some really great videos. When I was first actually looking up information, so I did a show at New York Comic Con, like right outside of it for Dissidia, and I was looking up information, and he was one of the first that I looked at all. He's got some really great info out there. Look him up. And then his teammates, he's the Bartz player, or would have been. Now his teammates, there's of course Kiyomi, who is
a slacker. No,
oh, where is he? Oh, you called him out and he's gone.
No, he does a lot of work for Wednesday Night Fights every week, and for every week he's always working hard over here. It's Kiyomi who's the slacker, really.
Yeah.
You know.
He just sits in a chair all day. How hard could it be? I called that so perfectly.
We're gonna be muted.
I hope they heard that through your mic or something like that.
No, he muted me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Yeah, see, there you go.
All right, never mind. Kyobi works so hard. Yeah, everybody give him money. No, so that's Kiyomi. In fact, he's literally going to work like right now. He's literally just working Wednesday night fights right after this.
Are you trying to shill for Kyobi right now, dude?
So they can hear us. He's in charge of us for now. When we get off commentary later, we can start calling him lazy.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just kidding. No, I love Kyobi.
I'm totally not healing you in our Final Fantasy raid later.
Oh, ow, that's right. After we just said we were going to play together. And then the last member on that team.
Is someone picking Ace? Is that Ace?
Oh, they are. Hold on, let me just talk about the last person before we get into this one, and then we'll get into this one. The last one is Carlos, a.k.a. Angry Bananas. He is also a content creator and a pretty old-school fighting game player. He was around for a lot of the Street Fighter 4 scene. We used to play together a lot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
A lot of the UGTL stuff. So that was that team, and I hope they had a lot of fun on the trip. But, of course, Marvel's Enemy is moving forward, and now we have the next two teams. So it looks like we're starting off with the perspective of Team Excalipoor.
Yeah, and don't forget, these guys are all playing for a grand prize of $3,000.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because like I heard like second place, they get like little figures, right? So they each get a figure, right? So first place means that they all get 4 figures. They get $1,000 each. So there you go. But this is an interesting stage here. This is like a really wide open stage here. You see and notice in a lot of stages there's places that you can hide behind.
Right. This is the Final Fantasy VIII stage. This is the only one that's completely open and nothing pops up on the screen. So yeah, we're seeing the Team Excalipoor. We're actually seeing Ramza starting off. Yeah. All of the cosmetics are unlocked. Oh, gets hit by the HP attack.
Huge amount of damage right there. Now Ramza, of course, he can actually charge up his EX skill. You can see the little 3 circles on the bottom of the screen. The one on the left is always unique to the character, but the 2 on the right are ones that you can pick that are shared between all the different characters.
Right, and Ramza is a specialist because he's so unique. So his whole thing is that he buffs himself. You see how he's glowing yellow?
Right.
That means that he's in his like super mode.
He activated Shout.
Yes, Shout. And it's literally a shout. Now the big thing is he's really good in that mode, but outside of that mode, he's not that great. But he has the
he just got hit with an HP attack, so it's that he's been incapacitated. Remember, HP attacks are the only ones that lower their health, and you can see it takes a little bit for him to recover. Ooh, now they're in the flower fields. I love it. Oh man. Now I'm just getting those feels from the FFA ending right now.
Oh, it's so great. There is a stage from every game from 1 to 14.
Don't get me to start singing Eyes on Me on stream right now, dude.
Go for it. If you want to go for it, this is the time. If there's ever a time.
Anyways, I'm not going to do it. Okay.
Okay, later. Later we'll have that happen. But Ramza, what you're seeing him do right now is he's charging his skill. So he's the only person who can hold down triangle, and it lowers his cooldown really quickly.
Right. But the problem with that is if he runs away and charges that up, he's not helping his team fight, right? So you have to get a really good balance. And he can also, instead of doing Shout, he has an alternate EX, which he buffs his teammates up. So he can run back, buff himself, buff his teammates, but then he's not fighting, and then what happens? The team gets bodied here. So
yeah, finding that delicate balance is really important with him. That's why he's one of the more unique characters in the game. You really have to have a team that can control the situation. Otherwise, like you said, it becomes a 3v2 while you're not there, and it's really just kind of a, I don't know. It's a tough situation.
And if you see that he wants to charge up, you can just chase him all day, and then he can't charge up. So if you can keep him unpowered up, he's just not going to be able to be as threatening as he can be.
Yeah, he's one of those characters, like once he gets going, it's hard to stop him. You know, maybe he'll power up, he'll get an opportunity to knock you down, and then he'll start charging up again, and then you get back up, and then he's already got the charge. But if you're just pressuring him the whole time, it's tough. It's tough for him.
Exactly. So we're probably going to be watching from the other screen now, from the other team's perspective. So we might be seeing some Warrior of Light action.
Interesting. Warrior of Light. So, Kizzy K. Kizzy K is the person who we are viewing the screen of right now, and that means he's choosing Warrior of Light. Now, he has the most enlightened perspective on this game. So, if somebody was asking him, oh, who are you playing, Kizzy? Because Kizzy's he's a great player for a ton of games, a ton of fighting games, obviously. And he said, everybody, because I want to see the perspective of every single character and what I feel, you know, like if somebody says like, well, this is really good, I want to know how it feels weak to me or how it feels strong to me. So he's literally been playing every single character. He said Cloud's his main, but right now, look, he's choosing a tank He's choosing Warrior of Light because I think he thinks that it'll be better for him to be able to pull people off with a great tank like that and protect his teammates.
It's an interesting team setup here, too, because they've also got Cloud and Ace, and Ace is probably one of the most straightforward marksmen. He is so good at just shooting at you from across the screen because his cards go really, really far across the screen from Final Fantasy 0, I think it is?
Type 0, yeah.
Type 0, yeah. And Cloud, very, very straightforward Vanguard character, but his attacks also have great range. So I feel like both of those characters can just kind of do their thing, and that allows Kizzy to take advantage of a lot of players getting distracted like that, and Kizzy K sneaking up and splatting him against the wall.
Oh yeah, especially when you have a character like Ace. Ace is honestly extremely frustrating to fight against. It's very hard to get in on him, but the fact that he's so frustrating makes him a huge target. Everybody wants to attack Ace. So if you have somebody like Warrior of Light that can pull off of Ace, you're going to get a lot of free hits.
And you can see there, when you do get hit by like a full combo sequence, you get knocked down for a little bit. It takes a while to get up, so it creates that kind of 2v3 situation. So you want to avoid that as much as you can. But, oh, man, yeah, see, here he goes. Gets knocked down right here. However, he still has a lot of bravery points right now. He still has a lot of HP. He's going right back in there and just sneaks up once again and incapacitated with his HP attack. But the scary thing is when you do your HP attack, you see that your bravery meter goes all the way down to 0, so you can be hit right away and take a lot of damage from the HP attacks as well.
Right, and I want to talk about how he's using this HP attack in particular. Now, everybody has 4 different HP attacks. Right now, they're only using the first 2, the same that are available in the beta for everybody to practice with. But you can choose which HP attack you use at the start of the game. Right now, look at this. He's comboing off the wall splat, second kill in a row, and that's why he's choosing it. This is one of the fastest ones in the game.
And another. I almost thought he got another one. There.
Oh, but it wasn't enough.
That wasn't enough to kill, but there it is right there. Wow. Did Kizzy get all 3 kills on that one?
They lost. So he was about to potentially get that 3rd kill. He did get the first 2, but then Team Excalipoor, they brought it back. This is going to be our first 3rd game. And there you can see the score at the end, kind of essentially damage. Of course, there's a lot of really important things that won't be on score, so you can't always go by it.
And you can see Mr. Happy in the middle on the left side over there. He's another player that was sitting down giving me the 1s and 2s about this game, giving me a lot of information about this game. So shout outs to him as well for his help yesterday.
Oh yeah, he's very smart. I was talking to actually 2 members of Team Excalipoor, and they, I think, are going in with some of the strongest strategy of any team. Now, there's a lot of team synergy and like coordination between a lot of these teams, but they already have all these plans set up and their character synergies. Now, this whole team, they are streamers and YouTubers that they do a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. As Mr. Happy was telling me that he is a big Final Fantasy 14 streamer, so, you know, I like him a lot. Of course. I also have to give a shout out to HFC on Leviathan. That's my FC. But they have some crazy strategies. In fact, they were saying that they were going to potentially use Leviathan. Now, Leviathan is one of the most rare. Oh no, you knocked down Gentaro. One of the most rare summons to see because it helps debuffs. Now, you don't really see it because you don't see these teams like this that are based around debuffs.
Right.
But they have like a whole strategy going on. It's very smart. And there we go. We see them picking Leviathan.
I'm really surprised they're not, like, no one on their team is going with Kefka, because I remember Kefka has a bunch of debuff abilities as well.
Well, one of the main debuffers in the game is the other marksman, which is Ishtola that they have on their team. So every single one of her attacks, I think every single one, maybe -1, actually debuffs the opponent. Now, that's a lot of potential debuffs. And I can understand, like, Kefka could work, but also Ishtola could work. And, of course, he's a 14 streamer. Maybe he wants to play the 14 character.
Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, interesting. Okay, hide him back there just a little bit.
So this is the 3rd game. The winner of this keeps moving on. The loser has to go home. It was really close that last game.
Yeah, I know. It came right to the last bit right there. You can already see right now. Looks like Team Excalipour has a little bit of advantage. Most of their players are at above 1,000. Oh, no, never mind. Actually, one of them just got drained a little bit further down.
Oh, yeah, it shifts so quickly because every time you do damage, it drains theirs and gives it to you. So it can shift extremely quickly. And I look, we're in the viewpoint of Slack right now playing Ramza. He said that he's a huge Final Fantasy Tactics fan, so he just had to play Ramza.
Oh, but he got snuck up from behind right there. He's going to lose a bunch of his bravery right there. Again, just getting sniped from afar.
I think it was actually a beautiful team save when he got wall splatted. Oh, but you can see right there that it looks like the Ace has so much bravery, but he might go down right now.
He's gonna take, oh wow, just like that, in one quick sequence. One incapacitation already now.
That's a great lead, that's really important, but it looks like somebody else went down. Oh, Ishtola was the one that got taken down, so for a while they're not gonna have those support spells. She's a master of traps and support spells.
But one of the teams got a summon right here. It is gonna be Shiva. So expect some ice craziness going on.
Now, Shiva's ability is to give you more bravery every time your bravery resets. So when you hit an HP attack or when you get hit by one that takes you out. But her actual field attacks are so good, one of the best in the game, because they freeze you. They freeze you in place, and it's a really easy way to combo into an HP attack.
Right now, it looks like, trying to run away and charge up Ramza a little bit, but then just getting caught from afar again. And that's one of the things that you got to be careful of.
Whoa,
marksman.
Why is he so high in the air? I've never seen anybody that high in the air. He got hit by, I think, a cloud tornado, and then, I don't know.
Launched up into the sky.
Oh, but we're down to one stock left for Balamb Moogles. Oh, it's one stock left apiece. This is as close as it gets. Oh, the wall splat. He's going to hit him with an HP attack. It won't be enough to kill.
It's only 300 hit points left, so they're probably all going to chase after him at this point. Yeah, you can see all three players are targeting him, and they got him just like that. You saw, as soon as they saw he only had 300 HP left, you can see next to their meter that you can see if they're being targeted by one of the opposing players. And you saw 4, 5, 6 all sitting there next to him because they smelled blood. They all went after one person.
And that's actually a really scary situation. It's not just as cut and dry as, oh, this person is at really low life, let's all attack them. Because if you overcommit and that person manages to weasel away, then you've wasted so much time. It allows the other team to get in the perfect position to punish your movement, to punish your committal. It is huge. So that was a really, they risked it all. They went all in, but Excalibur made it work. They got that HP attack, and they're going to be moving on.
Nice Balamb garden choice here.
Of course, Kyobi's always got the music choices, right?
I used to know how to play this on the piano. It's a good song. It's a good song.
When are the music streams from you?
What's that?
We got to see a music stream from you.
You know what? Don't tempt me. Otherwise, I'm going to just be doing karaoke music streams all day, dude. So
people would watch that 100%.
Do people want to see me sing Eyes on Me on a stream one of these days?
Yeah, they want to see you sing it on this stream, to be honest.
All right. Well, if Kyobi can find a karaoke version of Eyes on Me, maybe I'll do it. I'll do my best Fei Wong because I'm Chinese as well, right? So there you go.
So it's in your blood. You've got it.
Yeah, exactly. So I know he's looking it up now too, because I see him typing on the computer, and it's making me so sad right now.
He's calling your bluff right now. I don't know if it's a bluff or if you're actually going to do it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh man, because the thing is, we're pumped into the audience, right? So if I start, everyone's gonna just be like, "What the hell is going on the stream?"
Should I do this now or later?
Kyobi's ready. Are you ready to call your bluff now, or not call your bluff, but to back yourself up?
Look, I'm just Kyobi is the stream runner. I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants.
Do it, Kyobi.
Maybe after this one.
Wow, Kyobi shut me down.
No, I'm being nice. I'm giving him time to mentally prepare.
All right. Yeah, we gotta give him time to prepare. He's gotta, do his warm ups and stuff.
Man.
You know.
I mean, if he's
gonna
gonna
vocal exercises,
if he's gonna do it, I might as well let him get ready so we don't torture the audience.
All right.
Oh man.
It's gonna be the newest single though. Yeah, you're covered. But let's talk about the teams that are coming up next. All right.
Okay.
So up next we do have Pickup Group. That's my old team.
Okay.
And I want to tell the story about it. Maybe I'm biased, but there's actually a really great story to Pickup Group. So at SCR, I really wanted to play Dissidia, and there was nobody for me to team up with. All my friends left me because they're not good friends apparently.
Yeah, all my ex-friends left me.
Air quotes friends. No, they're all playing in tournaments and stuff. So really, Loey helped us get together. Just people that were standing around. For instance, like Dante Swordsman. He's a really good KI player, and he was sitting there, and I saw that he had like a Ruby hat on. I was like, I like Ruby, and so I was like, hey, he's looking at me. Why is he looking at me? Look away from me. Look at what's going on right now. And I was like, I'm gonna ask him if he played. I was like, do you play this game? Turns out he's insanely good. I don't know what happened. It was just the luck of the draw. And then later on, Loey found Elena for us, and none of us knew each other at all before this.
Okay,
in fact,
okay.
Elena was
and a beautiful friendship was formed.
Yes, 100%. And on top of that, we got second. It was a wonderful story. But now
I feel like I do need to sing some Eyes on Me.
That would have been the perfect time to do it, right there. But no. Now, of course, I'm here, so I can't be playing. So now we have the good old Mr. Tommy Remkis. In fact, look at those Final Fantasy tats. Show him to the camera, Tommy.
Oh, dang, that's impressive. Okay.
All right, there he's got one on his other arm that we'll see. We'll ask you the trivia actually all about it.
Okay,
he told me earlier because I wouldn't have known for sure, but we'll see if you get it. Anyway, their opponents are the ones.
Depends on which Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I will admit that my knowledge is spottier on some of them.
No, just bluff. You know everything about everything. No. But this is actually
interesting. Someone's going with a Jekt here.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Is he actually? Oh,
yeah.
wait.
So you got Jekt, Cloud, and I believe that's Emperor there.
Yes. Now, Jekt is going to be swordsman, but we're going to be seeing the point of view of Tommy, and it looks like on the other side we're going to see the point of view of Zero. So we're starting off with the point of view of Zero actually for this game.
So this is the Goons team right here. So this is Mason, who has been with the Dissidia community for a very long time, does a lot of the online work, a lot of that information that you can find out there for Dissidia, and he's teamed up with Nairo and Zero.
Now, the story of how they got together is really great too. Maybe I'll tell that before the next game, but right now I just want to talk about this action because this is going to be really good. Now, Jekt is a very rare character to see. He's not easy to use. He doesn't have a lot of range, but he is one of the most fighting game characters out there. His special skill is literally just an animation cancel. So you can do hit, animation cancel, hit.
He's got combos.
He does. He's got like cancel combos, and he has a parry. Oh, yes! Thank you, Swordsman. That was beautiful.
And you can see right now, those little fireballs that keep coming after Cloud here. Those are all being fired by Emperor Adam from distance right now. So you always have to watch out for those things. You see, here he goes. Now he knows about that parry. He has to be worried about it, but I think one of his teammates caught him, distracted him first. And there, that jump attack, the air attack. There's a different set of moves on the ground and in the air. So the basic controls are you have a neutral attack, an up attack, and a down attack on the ground and in the air. But again, it's unique with every character. So some characters only have one ground attack, like Tidus. Some characters, like Cecil, have great ground attacks only as Dark Knight, but he can switch to Paladin, and then he has great air attacks.
Yeah, and even some characters like Tidus, he has directional dashing attacks.
Yes.
So everybody's very unique in this game. Very, very unique. Even though there is that normal base of just a direction and a hit, which should be familiar to these Smash players.
Yep, exactly. All right, going right in there, getting some damage off of that. You see already 1 damage down from Team Goons already. Ooh, just running into the fireball.
Those fireballs are so hard to deal with. Emperor is the master of traps.
Yeah.
He throws out a bunch of slow-moving projectiles and ground traps and mines in the air and exploding bombs, and you just have to avoid all of them. It makes it very hard to maneuver. Look at all those fireballs flying at him.
Look at the pickup group side over there. They haven't lost any hit points yet. They're all still at 3,500.
Wow, yeah, impressive.
Yeah, so they are looking good. Okay, well, finally one of them, Jekt, right now just took a ton of damage. So he's one of the characters that they're going to try to go after. You can see, yep, there it is. He got incapacitated right there on the right side of your screen. You can see that.
But it looks like they're trying to control the middle of the map, and it's working pretty well. Controlling the center of a map is very important because that means that even if you're hit, you're not going to be splatted against the wall, which is called wall crush. And wall crush is the main way you combo into HP attacks. Like you see right there, he didn't have a follow-up to that. All he had to do was switch to somebody else, try to use the advantage of the time it's going to take his opponent to run back to him.
All right, but even in this case right now, the Goons also have not taken much damage since getting hit. Oh, wow. Oh. Yeah, so one of the players has been broken.
And look how much bravery Zero has.
Oh, nice. Going after the summon crystal.
But he gets punished for it. That's one of the big, scary issues. Oh, and it looks like another person went down from Team Pickup Group.
It's Jekt again. Jekt got blown up again. And now a little bit in okay, never mind. Just got all of his bravery points back. But now it looks like Cloud. No, Cloud is fine right now.
Oh, so high up. That is one of the most important moves in the game because being vertical is really strong in this game. It's really hard to catch somebody who's above you.
Right. And certain characters obviously can hit above them a little bit better than others. But not only that, but when you're all the way at the top, you just get a better view of the entire playing field. You can see where a lot of people are and a better.
It's true. Perspective is huge in this game. If something's coming from behind you, you just can't see it.
Nice defense right there, everyone. Very similar to Smash Brothers, there's also a shield button that you can hold down for defense. It can also give you a quick dodge, though there is no invincibility on those quick dodges. It's just a quick sidestep.
Oh, and this is getting down to the final 30 seconds, actually. This is by far the longest. Oh, nice parry. No follow-up.
Oh, but looks like the Goons got it right there. And you know what? I mean, Cloud and Jekt were having some massive duels against each other. I don't remember any of that in the Final Fantasy lore, but you know what? That's what Dissidia is all about. You know, all you guys are sitting there talking about, oh, you know what? Cloud is better than Squall. Oh, no, Zidane is better. Well, now you can find out, okay? So, like, look, you can have them fight each other now,
I got a quick question.
Okay.
So, Jekt's parry is like his character specific thing, right?
Uh-huh.
No. Does that mean, like, if Jekt parries somebody, does he get rejected?
Oh, boo, boo.
That pun was a sin.
Wow. James Chen just said that somebody's pun was a sin. That's,
yeah,
that really means something.
But that was also a pun in itself.
You know what's funny is my brother at home has made that joke like 4 times now. So I was actually in a weird way used to hearing it, but no. He was rejected.
Do you object to that pun?
Oh
then?
my gosh! You all need to stop. Oh, you guys are the worst. But it looks like they're going to go back in. We may see some character switches. Pickup Group does play a few different characters. Actually, so does their opponents, the Goons.
Well, Pickup Group, remember, they did get the first incapacitation. They got the first kill, so they were up 1-0 for just a little bit, and then the Goons did come back afterwards with 3 straight incapacitations. Again, 2 of them coming at the hands of Jekt. So I wonder, is he going to switch away or is he going to stick with... Nope, it's going to look like he's going to stick with the character.
Impressive. So the big thing about Swordsman is he was a Tidus player for everything before this, but in the beta he played a lot of Jekt.
Okay.
And so seeing him switch to Jekt for the tournament, it's an interesting choice, but obviously he had some amazing parries, and that's one of the hardest things. It's not an easy parry to throw out. It doesn't have a lot of time that it actually works. Really have to time it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like little interesting just frame kind of things in here. Like Sephiroth can dash cancel the end of his strings into a dash. Squall has the gunblade mechanic in there, so you can obviously just kind of hit X and get chains for most of the characters, but for Squall, if you time them just right, he gets the gunblade hit on every one of them, and you get max damage off of that. And so someone told me that, so I was like, oh, let me try. And I got it exactly right on my first time.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah.
Maybe you're a born Squall main.
Hey, you know what? Look, FF8, I'm a pro FF8er, okay? So I know people out there, don't like the draw mechanic or whatever like that, but,
No, there are a lot of people out there who just love Final Fantasy VIII. My good friend Alistair, the Pokken player, he's just playing 100% Squall recently.
So the true love was passed down to another generation. Come on. Anyways, we can see the viewpoint from the Emperor this time. So now, now we can see all the fireballs being shot. So he's trying to stay back a little bit as much as possible, doing the true marksman thing right now. And that's the thing about this game. It's like you said, it's not easy to hit people directly with combos, but that's what the space control is all about. That's what characters like Emperor can do. They can throw these fireballs and force the opponent into areas or force them into dashes where they have a little bit of delay at the end of a dash, a la Virtual On, a la like the Gundam games, for example.
Oh, absolutely. Or even in traditional 2D fighters, it's like baiting backdashes.
Right, exactly.
Very, very similar thing. Baiting movements, hard reads, callouts, it's all in this game, 100%.
Yeah, and then Emperor, I think he also has the ability just kind of to plant those little purple mines on the screen, and then he can just kind of hide in them a little bit too.
Yeah, he just covers the screen with everything, and it looks like he's got a great HP attack too. We just saw it take the first stock from Goons. Look, oh my gosh, it's actually almost hard to see what's going on behind all these crazy fireballs.
Yeah, and the toughest thing about it, too, is like whenever a Vanguard is targeting you, you know, that line on you is red, you know someone's coming after you, but you could just fly into these fireballs by accident.
It's true. And one big thing, too, is that since Emperor switches targets so much, after he throws the soul bomb, the combo! Jeez. Beautiful usage. So that cage, that giant, like, meteor cage, that's his unique EX skill, and it's hard, it's slow, but if you set it up, it launches into a combo, and we've seen the Emperor do so much damage this game.
See, look, if you're a zoner and you like fireballs and you like just shooting people and sniping them from far away, the Emperor is the character for you, as evidenced by what we are watching here on this screen.
And since we haven't seen too many perspectives of Marksman, it's very unique at how good the tracking on all of his projectiles are. A lot of them, they're straight, they'll miss if people are moving sideways, but his, they follow. And they create these terrifying traps.
Right, and I feel like that damage that he took from Shiva was like one of the first damage that we saw the Emperor take. Oh no, but then he just, oh man. So another score now for Pickup Group.
Yeah, and that's 2 kills in a row for Emperor. We're watching the right person in this match.
Wow. Oh, watch out for that Shiva. Okay, broken into the corner.
8,000 bravery? How did he get 8,000 bravery? And that was all 3 kills by Tommy. I don't know how he got that much bravery. What happened? What? He was at 0.
I don't think I've ever seen 8,000.
No, I mean,
from 0
very
to
rare, in a tournament match, I don't even know what happened. There must have been a bunch of off-screen projectiles that like just exploded on everybody on their team. 8,000 bravery, and then immediately expends it. He could have killed their entire team almost if they were all. I mean, that's not how it works.
One by
one. If somehow it worked that way, which it doesn't, but that is crazy. And all 3 kills. Wow. I chose my replacement well for my team, I think. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. So that means we're going to another one.
Wow, did you really just take credit from him? You just stole all the credit from him. I see how this goes.
Yes. If we were in the opposite situations, he would be talking trash to me right now.
So we're not going to call this this is not the Pickup Group, right? This is the Wonder Chef put together this amazing team group here.
No, 100, not even at all. It is an improvement. Oh, they're doing it. The name's Bartz. The name's Bartz.
All right, who's doing that? Who's
ban
doing
him.
that?
Ban him.
We need to kill him now.
So now you know why that
we
team
need to kill him now, Kupo.
Whoa. But I agree with that. But that's why that was their name. Bartz had some of the best voice lines ever. There's the one where he goes, whoops, whoops.
Let me ask you a random question. Do you prefer Wark or Que?
What?
Okay, never mind.
Know.
Okay.
Did I get exposed?
Just asking, that's all.
Okay.
I'm curious what the chat thinks. You like Que better than Wark? I like Wark. I miss Wark. Wark? Just sounds right to me, so.
All right, I've totally been exposed. I'll take your word for it. I like the way that the Kyobi just said it, though. That sounded good.
Yeah.
So I'll take that.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so 3rd match again. But who are they going to pick? All right, so it looks like we will
stick with the same characters, it looks like. They're all sticking with the same characters.
Everybody.
It seems like everybody likes Shiva. I've seen a lot of Shiva picks for the summon.
Well, two reasons for Shiva. So first of all, Shiva has a very unique ability as a passive. So, like I said, whenever you hit someone with an HP attack, your bravery goes down to 0, and it slowly comes back up to 1,000. But with Shiva, it's almost instant. Right. So if you have a team that throws out a bunch of HP attacks all in a row, it's really, really good, especially if like a Van or something. And also her summon ability, like on the field, is incredibly good. We saw just how good it could be.
What's going to be interesting here is we saw the viewpoint from the Emperor last time. We can see the Emperor sitting like back there. Like you see where the fireballs are emanating from over there in the back, right? So we saw the viewpoint from them and how frustrating that was. So it'll be really interesting to see if Goons actually sees if they try to chase that character. Because if they spend all their time chasing down the other characters like this, they might just run into these fireballs again because here they come.
And that's exactly what he has to run at a different angle just to avoid those, and they're still following him.
In fact, never stopped.
I think that fireball actually hit the subbing core. I think that's what happened just by chance.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the red one, he can fire multiple, but the blue one, if he fires another one, it'll erase the one that's already there, but I think the blue one stays on the screen longer.
I don't know if it might be longer, but the big advantage of the blue one is another parry. Oh, so beautiful to see somebody using it.
Cloud.
Oh, that is just beautiful. But the big advantage of the blue one, yes, you can have 2 fireballs, 1 ice ball, and the ice one does not collide with other projectiles. So if you use it on a caster, they just have to run from it. They can't shoot it to get rid of it.
Right.
But that's a lot of giant projectiles in the
Now,
screen.
did he get poisoned or no? He did not. Okay. There are debuffs in this game.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Which I heard the most annoying one is you can actually get blinded and your screen goes black.
That is quite annoying one. They're quite annoying. Oh, is this going to be the kill? No! Not quite enough.
No, yeah.
Still a lot of damage,
But
and there's
you
a
see-
ton of bravery on Emperor right now.
Yeah, but you can see only 988 hit points left for Cloud. They start at around they start at 3,500.
Yeah, it varies just very slightly per character. Oh, and that's going to be a summon for sure.
Yeah, and the pickup group, you can see they're all in so when you see that their bravery count is purple, that means they can kill you with their HP attack. Basically, what the difference between their HP attack and your bravery points and their bravery points is how much damage they will do to you.
It is a really scary situation right now.
Those fireballs again.
There's so much bravery on Team Pickup Group, but they have to use it before Shiva does something to get rid of it. And that might happen right now. Yeah, we're seeing Cloud go to 0 bravery. Still, it looks like Jekt has a lot, but he's in the kind of the danger zone right now.
Yeah, he's surrounded by a lot of ice particles right now. Oh, jeez.
Good avoidance. I can't believe nobody's gone down in the past 30 seconds throughout that entire summon.
I know.
That's the end of it.
But see, that's like I said, just because you get the summon doesn't mean a guaranteed victory in that situation. So, oh, here we go. Now Cloud getting some great damage now. And you see, as soon as you hit them with the full combo, you knock them away, they become invincible. So a lot of times you'll change your target and go after somebody else. And here we go, chasing him down again, Mr. Parry.
That's going to be the combo into the HP attack. Is anybody going to save him? No.
And there it is. The Goons are indeed going to take it. They move on. And I wonder if one of the big differences was the stage, or because in the second one, it seems like they couldn't do anything to the Emperor, and Emperor was just shooting fireballs at them from all over the place.
That's definitely a good stage for Emperor, but overall, I think the biggest thing was just, it was a very close match, but Pickup Group wasn't able to confirm any of the kills. You could tell they had really high bravery the entire of that last game, but none of the kills hit. So maybe they needed to choose different HP attacks or coordinate those a little bit better, but it's just they weren't quite able to close it out. Regardless, they didn't die really quickly, and they did manage to build a lot of bravery, so that's really all it comes down to. You know, you need to confirm that kill. It's actually a lot like Smash, which Smash players are good at. They need to, oh, is it happening? It's happening.
God. All right. Is this actually a karaoke version?
I found an instrumental.
Never sang my song on the stage on my own. You gotta turn it up higher. I can't hear it. Never said my words, wishing they would be heard. I kind of liked it your way when you shyly placed your eyes on me.
Everybody, somebody
I can't hear it. You gotta turn it louder, Kyobi.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Last night here for you. Same old songs, just once more. My last night here with you. Maybe yes, maybe no. And sailors also whisper how I loved your peaceful eyes on me. Well, did you ever know that I had mine on you? Darling, so share with me your love if you've had enough.
Go on.
Tears if you're holding back, or pain if that's what it is. How can I let you know I'm more than the dress and the voice? If frown is shown, then I will know you go. There you go.
Woo! Can we get a hand for James Chan? Stream's done. You can all go home.
Oh man.
That.
See, I would do the other Final Fantasy styles, except they're all in Japanese, so I can't do that one. I can't do those ones. So. And that's tough too, because I have to go pure falsetto on that one too. So,
my friend,
oh,
you hit that perfectly. I would never dream of doing that. I bow to you.
Oh,
I bow to
man.
you
Oh,
in my new excellent Cup Noodles hat, dude. I was super pumped about this.
oh,
hat.
you got a Cup of Noodles hat on
Yeah,
there?
this
Nice.
is the coolest
okay,
hat.
Okay.
But
see, now I just want to sit here and go, what can I do for you?
okay.
I don't know if people know that song, dude. So.
No, dude.
Oh man.
I applaud you. That took
That's
a lot.
not
It took
easy,
a lot,
dude. That's not easy, dude. So, I mean, because I have to. That's like I said. That's all falsetto, dude.
Yeah.
That's all falsetto. So that's rough. That's rough.
All right, how many videos of that are we going to see online after this?
Oh,
That's
God.
the question.
I already saw one clip in the chat.
Clipped.
Wow.
Oh, I'm dead. Okay,
that has to be a
anyways.
really long clip to get that whole thing. But could you imagine?
I just got a text from somebody. Oh my God.
Could you imagine that one day you would be singing that on a Final Fantasy fighting game stream?
No, I know. I can't.
Life's crazy, right?
Yeah, but you know what? So did you see the AGDQ stream?
Yeah.
So Sumi did the
no,
sing
obviously,
for
obviously.
Snake
Yeah,
Eater,
yeah.
and the Metal Gear account actually retweeted that. That was actually sick. If you want to see a great killer performance, that's the one that you go look for right there. So go look up Sumi singing some Snake Eater.
2018, it's the age of singing songs on stream.
Dude, let's do it.
This
Let's
is
do it.
This is the year of musical game streams. That's it. Period. I've already claimed it.
Man.
That's the truth now. I think the other teams actually waited for you to finish your performance. That's very kind of them.
Well, oh, look at this. We do have Mr. Tasty Steve up here on stream with his teammate K-Brad.
Oh, K-Brad, and not just K-Brad, but Chris G.
This is the fighting game community team right here.
And they're going up against Team Terminus, and that is led by 1010, man, who is one of the best ARMS players. Also, of course, a streamer, YouTuber, etc. And okay, so I want to point this out. So there were kind of self-descriptions that everybody put in, right? And now the person in the furthest back, of course, the third player on Team Terminus, is Danny. And his initial description for himself, I have to read it. It was, I hope he doesn't mind. Do you mind? He can't hear me.
He can't hear you.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
All right. He said, handsome, hair burning like my passion for video games. And that was the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
I like
amazing.
it. I like it. All right.
I actually have been playing against these three quite a bit over just today. Today I played against them more than pretty much anybody else. They've been getting their strategies together. They've been trying out the different characters. They've got a good synergy. And I'm excited to see how they go. ARMS is a really interesting game, especially.
Oh yeah, but it's the same genre of fighting games. You know, it's the behind. I put Virtualon, Gundam, this game, ARMS, all kind of in that same category.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I don't even know what to actually call it. It's like third person behind the back fighting games.
There's a term for it out there. There is definitely a term for it out there.
I personally like calling them team arena games.
Arena fighter. I think that's the one that I've heard.
But there are a lot of arena fighters out there that are like not in that perspective.
No, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. If anybody in chat knows, I think
But
Yobi's
I mean,
in
look,
chat.
the thing about it is, my perspective of this genre really comes from Virtual On. So, like, that is the granddaddy of this whole thing. And I have called Virtual On a fighting game since the beginning of time, because that game was all about space control, was all about positioning, distancing, awareness. And, you know, since then, it has expanded to these kind of team aspect, like Gundam is a team game now, right? And so I really like this kind of alternate take to the fighting game, and I hope, you know, people do take the chance to try to play a lot of these games, if not Dissidia, Gundam, or any of these games. I mean, obviously, if you're enjoying this, please play some Dissidia.
Yes,
absolutely. But you know, is this
so there? It seems like there's a technical issue.
Yeah, it looks like there's a problem here.
But in the meantime, I absolutely want to agree with you on that. So I actually want to tell a story about a very good friend of mine, Hugo101, who Matt's here.
So this match is gonna get reset.
Yeah.
So they accidentally chose an EX skill that wasn't supposed to be
Oh, okay.
They said it. Okay.
No DQ, no DQs. Okay.
All right. Okay, yeah, for sure. They chose an EX skill that wasn't available. If you guys couldn't hear that, I don't know if you could hear it through the headsets or not.
Right.
So they're restarting it, but that means they have to kind of finish that match out. But in the meantime, I do want to say the story. So Hugo 101, people may know him. I mean, Ken Pope. He's one of the best. I think he's one of the best fighting game players around, just in general.
There was the year that Li Joe got top 8 in Street Fighter 5. The first year he got 9th place, and a lot of people did not expect. They were like, "Who is this Ken Pope guy?" And it's Hugo 101 this whole time. Yeah.
No, playing a call. Yeah, he. I mean, just aside from that, he's always been one of the top SoCal players. Sometimes he disappears for a little bit, comes back, but. The last time that I saw him, it was after that Evo. He was here at Wednesday Night Fights, and I was like, Hugo? well, I haven't seen you for 4 months. And I'm like, what are you here for? He's like, oh, I'm here to play Gundam Versus. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, I love this game. It's all about, it's all about like footsies and spacing, everything, all the fighting game stuff. And I was like, okay, and I didn't see him again until the other day. I was actually playing with Kizzy K, who we saw earlier, and I was playing with him and somebody else, and I didn't know the person's name. And later on, Kizzy was like, oh yeah, that's my friend. His name is Hugo 101. He's a SoCal player, and I'm like, that was Hugo. So Hugo, he's got such an amazing fundamentals. He loves games like this, because they do have so many fighting game fundamental ideas. I mean, you see how these players are using their strings, and if you see them, whiff or somebody swing just a little bit earlier than somebody else, it's very much the normal fighting game footsies that you're used to. The defense is very similar. Everything. It's mobility based.
One of the things that I do want to talk about, though, that in particular for this one is that I like all that stuff, but what's cool about this one is they added the team aspect to this one, right?
Yes.
So I know the Dissidias originally were 1v1.
Yes.
Right, so this is the first one that they decided to do 3v3. But I really kind of like that because, one of the things about fighting games is they're brutal. Okay, let's be honest with you, right? Fighting games are brutal. You can play Injustice online or Street Fighter online, and you will lose your first 100 games if you are just learning this game, right?
At least.
And one of the nice things about team aspects is that you can play with other teammates, and they can help you if you're a little bit weaker. You can get some wins in that way, get some more confidence. But the most important part is if you lose, you can blame your teammates. You can always say it's their fault, and then you don't have to feel bad.
It's true. It's true. I mean, it is absolutely nice in that way. I mean, there's so many things that go on that it's really easy for me to look at this game and say okay, we lost, but I see what I did wrong, and it may not have entirely been my fault. I don't have to feel just oh yeah, I was 100% in my hands, and it hurts really bad to lose. Right. And in fact, I've been playing with a lot of people that
is Steve going with that Titus? Is he going with Titus there?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see. Oh, it looks like we're in his perspective. Oh, he's not in.
And you know what? Are you a Titus or a Titus guy?
Honestly, okay, so I was originally Titus for sure.
Yes.
Because it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Dude, there's Cloud, there's Squall, it's all these weather things, so Tide is the next thing that makes sense. That's not stupid. That's not. If you win, I'll call him Titus. But if you lose, I'm calling him Titus.
So here's the problem, right? I used to call him Titus all the time. I went to the very first Final Fantasy concert in the United States at the Walt Disney Music Concert Hall. And the voice actor for him came out and said, I'm the voice actor of Titus. And I was like, I lost this one.
No.
I'm done. I can't do anything anymore. So, yeah, unfortunately, he's Titus now.
All right. So I guess regardless, I don't even care about that. I just already made my bet with Tasty Steve. If he wins this, if he shows us, then that'll change my mind. But actually, I've been calling him Titus 99% of the time. But we'll see how it all goes out. So it looks like we are now looking at the perspective of... Oh, actually, I don't even...
This is on the Kaiba boy.
Oh, okay, so we are looking at Ten Man right now. Now, he was using a few different characters, but Garland was one of them. And this is the first Garland we're seeing. And
yeah, essentially, I mean, what's unique about Garland? I know that a lot of the characters have a lot of, really cool, unique features about them.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, he's a Vanguard who has an extending sword, so he has a ton of range and a ton of damage because he's just a giant bruiser. He also has, man, I know, like choke with one hand command grab that just explodes at the end. So that's just amazing already. Any big body fighting game players are gonna love this character. But his unique mechanic is that the more he hits people, he gets a buff. and the buff powers up his moves and makes him do even more damage, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And
so when he does a ton of damage, he's rewarded by getting even more damage.
Look at that bravery. That would have been even more.
6,100. Okay, finally getting hit here, but he got drained down to, oh man, and splat into the wall, and the combos could do into the wall again. That was like a Tekken side splat right there. Multiple wall splat combos, drained all the way from 6,000 down to 2,000 now, but he's still sitting on full health. Right now, you can see on the other side right there, only one team member has been drained down. Oh no, never mind, he was incapacitated.
And right now we're seeing,
and just like that, he was at 6,000 a while ago, and then just a couple of good combos on the wall, and he was the first to get incapacitated on the Kaiba. Oh,
there's the grab. Look at that. That automatically gives him a buff. It is one of the fastest moves in the game. It is so cool. I love that move.
Close range kind of melee attack.
Right now we're seeing 1010 targeting Sephiroth a lot, which is Chris G. He really wants to like duel Chris G. But okay, let me talk about Sephiroth a little bit. I want to talk about Sephiroth. Sephiroth is one of the highest execution characters in the entire game. He can dash cancel early out of all of his attacks if you hit a just frame window.
It's like a 2 or 3 frame window or something like that.
I personally think it's like a 2 frame window. It's I don't know what to call it if it's a just frame that's not 1 frame, but okay, Chris G played for the first time yesterday, and already he is consistently hitting more than half the time all of the just frames.
Well, he's a Sakura player who didn't blink in Street Fighter 4, and he was hitting all those 1 frame combos. So that guy is he has some crazy timing.
Careful, he has
no the dunk from so high!
Oh.
Careful what you say, Chris, he has no headphones on.
Oh, okay. No problem. Well, that was a compliment, so it's okay.
No, but when that character is 100% on execution, it is terrifying. Oh, and this is down to 1 stock apiece.
Both times now, the incapacitation has happened to Garland here. Garland, of course, the bad guy in Final Fantasy 1. Oh! Wow, even though they got hit and he got taken out twice, but they got the kill right at the end there, so they were able to take it over the, I'll call them the FGC team.
Kaiba boys. The Kaiba boys.
Yeah, the Kaiba boys took it.
Oh, wait, no, that was, that was 10 man's team.
Yeah.
Team Terminus won.
Oh, Team Terminus.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I believe that is Danny playing Ace. I think that's who it is.
Yeah,
and that HP attack is so good. We saw it close out right there. It's one of the best HP attacks in the game.
Yeah.
But that was really, really close.
Again, if you're a marksman player and you're not sure which one to go with, Ace is a good one to start with. Very straightforward.
Yeah, and on top of that, Ace actually has a really cool mechanic with the cards. So what Ace can do is Ace has a very short cooldown special ability. And you press triangle and it summons a card, 1 of 4 colors above your head. Now, you can keep summoning cards until you have 4 cards, or you can hold down triangle to use them whenever you want. And based on what colors randomly show up, you get different effects. So he can have, if he has all white cards, it's a slow homing projectile. If he has all red cards, it's a really fast wall splatting projectile that's just extremely punishing.
So when you throw your cards, or when you use the card, do you use the last one that was there?
So actually what it is you use whatever you have the most of, but if there's a tie of what you have the most of, it's the last one that you summon.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you get like yellow, yellow, blue, blue, it'll end up doing blue, which...
so if you get like yellow, yellow, white, then you can use up the white so that you can try to get another yellow.
Use them all at once. So if you have yellow, yellow, white, and you use it, you're getting the yellow.
Gotcha.
And yellow, I believe, buffs your entire team, or the team around you, which is really strong. And I could be getting these switched up, but I believe blue and yellow might be getting switched up. Blue gives your whole team bravery and health. It's so good. It is
in other words,
extremely
getting
strong.
all 4 of one color is very rare.
It is extremely rare. But actually, the max, the effects increase if you have more, 1, 2, or 3. But technically 4 is not a thing. It's just at least 3.
Okay.
It's pretty complicated for a very simple character.
Just a small heads up, I had the teams mixed up for that last game.
Okay.
So, yeah. It should be Terminus 1, Kaiba Boys 0.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
My mistake, everybody.
Yeah, because I was like, I thought that was the Kaiba Boys because those characters were not on. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
that makes it. See, sorry, I wasn't even looking at the team names because I know who everybody's been playing. So
now we're watching Tasty Steve's screen right here. Now the interesting thing about Tidus here, what's cool is that he only has 1 ground attack. So he's one of those people that's kind of limited. He also only has 1 air attack. But when he's dashing, everyone always has one dash attack, but Tidus has the ability to have 3 different dash attacks. And what I like about that, though, is that, you know, he's got different ones on the ground and in the air off of the dash. If he's doing a ground dash, air dash, it really mimics the blitz ball kind of concept. It's like he's swimming in the air, and he's the most powerful when he's, quote, swimming, you know? So, like, when he's in the, I think it's the air down and attack, he throws the blitz ball at people.
Yeah, I think
it's the ground round.
Yeah, you know.
The air one is when he dives forward and you can do more attacks, which you can use for movement or cancel that into a step really quick.
Yeah, that's extremely good. I think we just saw right there. You can either swim above them or below them into attacks. Oh!
A surprise attack from the sky incapacitates Tasty Steve, and you don't have to revive right away. You can try to run to a place where you feel like you can get back into the battle. They're going after the summon now. Here
that's smart. They're going to be at full here. I don't know if they're going to take the opportunity. They are. Now, if all 3 people summon at once, just like that, it instantly summons your summon. Otherwise, there's a bar that builds up, and if you stop summoning, it starts slowly going down. But they coordinated that extremely well. Now they're going to have the Shiva advantage, which is very strong on this stage in particular, because there are these high walls you have to get over to avoid all of these things. So you really try to stay on the high ground if Shiva's here so you can escape as much as possible. But you see right there, that's going to be impossible for him to get out of that.
Oh, man.
I was wrong. He got out of it.
He escaped. But
Thanks.
I mean, one of the things that's cool that you can see right now is the stage variety. I really like the stage variety right now. You can see like this one has this really kind of cool ring around the edge and a middle platform there. Oh my God, Steve is just getting knocked all over the place here despite Shiva trying to control some space. Ooh!
Oh, yeah, but oh, wow, look at that. Garland has 276
The entire team
health.
on the other side has no bravery points at all whatsoever.
That is not uncommon to see after a summon. If summons hit you, they take you down to 0.
And there it is. Someone got incapacitated on the opposing team, so we're tied 1-1 right now.
Oh, but look at that. 600 bravery, and he can potentially have the kill. Is he going to land it?
Well, he's trying to chase him down. Oh, no. Oh. There we go, incapacitation right there for Tasty Steve.
Wait a minute. I don't think that's a legal HP attack to use, actually.
That wasn't one of the first 2
I don't
HP
think it's
attacks?
one of the first 2. But anyway, I'm just going to keep commentating on this game. But I'm pretty sure it's not.
You didn't hear that from us.
No, not from us. So I'm gonna have Keom check, my knowledge guy. And that's down to 1 life apiece. And look, he's up. Oh, he's up above Bartz. He's really trying to hang on to him. Oh, and he swam over him.
It's down to 1-1 left. Each team with 1 stock. But you can see. Oh, there it was. And Team Kaiba Boys is going to take that one by taking out Ace at the end, thanks to the power of Sephiroth.
Yeah, and the Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth skin and weapon from Mr. Chris G. And that is actually, I want to talk about Sephiroth a little more. He's just such a terrifying character. Oh, they're going. Let's see, Keom, official expert, official professional Dissidia player, Keom. He's on his phone, checking something out. But we'll see what ends up happening with that.
What's the ruling here?
I don't know. What is the ruling? What happens? We'll see. We will see. I don't know if Tasty was actually here for the. He did not know. I don't know. Are they just going to keep going with it?
Sneaky Steve. That's what we're going to call him.
Sneaky
What are we
Steve?
gonna do at this point? I'm not sure what the official ruling is.
Me neither.
I think they're just gonna move on with it. So
it looks like possibly that was a very, very close match. I think we're probably going to see them go into the game through the same characters too.
this is a fun exhibition here.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's a really good HP attack, though, I got to say.
I am hearing that they're just going to let it rock since nobody blew the whistle on it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
There you go.
That makes sense. So the idea here is that, like, technically all of the HP attacks are unlocked, but just because so many of these players, they got to practice on the beta, which is out right now, the open beta, that it's locked to whatever was available in the beta. Because there are a lot of one of the biggest parts about this game is being able to know how to deal with certain HP attacks. Each one, you have to deal with it in a different way. There are a lot of them that are very similar to each other, but you know, if you see like a big beam come out, you have to know how to sidestep it. If you see a melee one, you have to know how to run backwards. And oh, he's asking if this is yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So you know, we don't want something coming out that everybody's like, whoa, we haven't seen that before.
Right.
But you know what? Sneaky Steve is doing what he's got to do.
Sneaky Steve.
But that means we're going into Game 3 again. We've had a lot of Game 3 so far.
Oh, yeah. Remember, this is round 1. These are 2 out of 3. Once we get into semifinals and finals, those will be 3 out of 5. So this is, I believe this is the final of the first round. This is the final match of the first round.
I think you are. Yeah, you are correct. It is the final one of the first round. And by the way, we're seeing double Leviathan summon. That is super weird. That is really interesting to see. I really love how Excalipoor used it earlier with their debuff team, which ended up working out for them. But interesting on these teams. We don't see too many debuffs from characters like Garland. Characters like, I don't think, almost none of these.
All right, well, this is an interesting stage right here. This is, if I'm not mistaken, a Final Fantasy 13 tunnel here.
Yes,
and it's just basically one long tunnel that goes from one side to the other. So instead of like a circular path, it's more just kind of just a long straightaway, essentially.
Yeah, it creates, I mean, corners are very scary in this game, literal corners. So if you end up getting in a bad position in this stage, it can be terrifying. But you really have to use the full length of the stage if you're going to take advantage of it. Yeah. Playing around stages is huge in this game.
Final Fantasy 13 stage, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be false
about
you're
right.
That.
You're 100% right. Final Fantasy 13, Eden, you are dead on, my friend. Oh, dunks. I love the dunks.
I don't know if Kyobi heard that, what I just said, so.
Oh, sorry.
I just don't want, I didn't want to be falsy about that information, so, yeah.
I see, it was a pun.
Oh. Not surprised. Anyways, Garland trying to get in there to do his big damage attacks. Oh, God, but he just got broken. He hasn't been incapacitated yet. He still has 1,000 hit points, got some of that bravery back, but then was drained immediately to 300. Got hit by an HP attack down to 55. Now, you don't have to be broken to get your HP drained. You can get that happen at any time, but obviously...
Oh, no. Chris G tried to finish it off, but then he gets stopped with the command grab. See, right there, we just saw chains of teammates helping teammates, and that is really important. You can tell that these teams have a very good synergy. Oh, good guard, but it broke his shield.
Like that!
That was actually an incredible combo to end that. So what happened was, it looked like there was a weak shield, and Garland did his forward in the air, hit twice, did a ton of shield damage, broke the shield, and it fired the character back into Ace's HP attack for the kill. That is not something you see happen often at all. A combo from a shield break, absolutely beautiful, great team synergy, and Team Terminus moving on with the second game that they won with that Ace HP attack. Shows how good it is.
So, does that mean he's officially Titus now?
Oh yeah, he's Titus.
He's Titus
it's official.
now. All right, there we
canon.
go. It's Titus for the rest of the night. There you go.
And if you guys want to blame anybody about it, blame Sneaky Steve.
Sneaky Steve, exactly. So,
all right, so that's the end of the first round.
That's right.
And that means that we're going to move on to a bunch of 3 out of 5 matches and winners against winners. So this is going to be a bunch of even closer and closer games, I'd have to expect.
What's cool about this, too, is I talked to Mason on Team Goons, and I asked him just generally, how would you say a match length usually lasts? It's 4 minutes by default, right? And he says, typical high-level matches will go about 3 minutes each, but he said that there are some situations where one person will make a horrible mistake at the beginning, and it could just be a 20-second or 30-second match, and it's just done.
Yeah, that can absolutely happen. I mean, there are a lot of situations where 1 HP attack can take out 2 people, or even, I mean, 3 has happened, but it's obviously extremely rare. But if you angle certain ones, I mean, there are a lot of HP attacks that are giant beams that come out of the ground, or a very infamous one right now is Ishtal's Holy, which is it's just an explosion around her, right? And a lot of people get hit. There's a lot of situations where multiple people get hit by it. You know, they'll try to charge in her at the same time, then boom, they all fly back. So if somebody manages to build up a lot of bravery, use a big AOE HP attack, they can end really quick. Especially because right after that, then all of a sudden it's a 3-on-1 if 2 people get knocked down, right?
Then you can just kind of attack one person while the other 2 are spending their time respawning.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, so as we saw on the brackets, I believe we saw it was Marvel versus Anime versus which team?
It's going to be against Excalipoor.
Excalipoor.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So Marvel versus Anime, as we saw earlier, was the team put together between Manny Fresh, Beautiful Dude, and Jonah Kim. And on Team Excalipour, who were the players on Team Excalipoor?
Excalipoor is number 1 Alex and Mr. Happy and
That's right.
Slack.
Okay.
And I also want to point out about that last match. So they did not disclose who the lowest 3 were voted, right? Like people that expected them to win. But the lowest altogether was Team Terminus. I'm going to say that right now.
Okay.
But to apparently the public surprise, they won that first game very well.
Yep,
they moved on the winners bracket. So, might be wrong. I'm really excited actually that both Team Terminus and Excalipour have both made it up, because these are a lot of people, although, I mean, obviously 10-10 man, but there are a lot of people in both these teams that have not a huge amount of fighting game background, right? And that's something that I've seen a lot in my personal experience playing the game. We have a lot of people, like for instance, from our Final Fantasy XIV clan that have well, it's not a clan. I was just saying it's the easy thing, but I don't want to make somebody mad. My FC that have been playing with like my brother and I, and they're not like really big fighting game people or even PvP people, but it's a game that just makes sense when you play it for the first time. That it's not like, oh, I'm lost, I don't know what to do, I have to memorize all this stuff. It's fun. You play it, and if you have good team synergy and good strategies, like we've seen from Excalipour, you can do really well.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it works for them again.
And it's interesting because you were talking about the lowest ranked team on the vote, but we also have the highest ranked, as we mentioned earlier here, Marvel's Anime. They won their first game. Remember, they were the first one that we saw on screen, and we were just sitting there trying to explain the basics of the game, and in that time, they had already defeated their opponent 2 games straight.
Right, and actually the only 2-0 that we had so far. Now, let me talk about Marvel's Anime. So, obviously, we're talking about their great backgrounds. They're really good track record so far, right? They one of them won EVO. The rest of them won SCR altogether. Now, on top of that, they have been training so hard for this. They went to their team leader's house and practiced for a week straight together before this. At first, I was like, whoa, all the players are coming out early, and it was just them. They've been practicing in secret. They didn't come to the training sessions yesterday or today. They have literally just been practicing out of their mind.
They're doing the STSFN, dude. Well, yes, I think I got that right. Yes, STSFN.
That reference went over my head.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an old fighting. That is an Alex Vi reference right there.
Oh.
Save that for nationals, basically.
Oh, yeah. See, no, I'm sorry. I do get that. I didn't get the when you said it in just letters.
Yeah.
Save it for Evo is kind of what we've seen more recently, I feel like. But here we go. We are seeing now the viewpoint of what is undoubtedly Beautiful Dude. Beautiful Dude has been playing this character ever since SCR, where that was the first time he picked up the game. He just chose Furion. He's stuck with it. Furion is a grounded monster. He has incredible range, huge damage, and he's going to be very familiar for any fighting game player that knows Rekkas.
Yeah. So the one thing is, most characters, when they have the up, down, or neutral attack, they just have a chain that goes off of that. Furion, because he has all 3 of those, but he can change which one he does. So you can do neutral into the the second up attack, into the third down attack, or you can do the start with down, down, up, or you can do down, neutral, neutral. So he has a lot of choice of what he wants to do with his strings.
Yeah, and it's all about angles. So his 3 strings are one that's very far range and straightforward. And then there's one that's a cone in front of him in mid-range, and then he has one that's completely 360 around him and point blank. So if you're throwing the long range somebody and somebody's running up behind you, you can do long range and then the point blank one, catch them hitting you from behind, and then continue the combo on them. And whoa!
Just like that. Again, a quick victory for Marvel's Anime, and they're not even phased. They're not popping off. They're not celebrating. They're just like, you know what? Dude, this is serious business for them. This is some serious business. They just, do you see that? They just looked at each other and nodded. They're like, okay.
Yeah. We'll try to do that again. No, they're serious. Look, now let me say. So they won Evo, won SCR. Well, Manny won Evo. They won SCR, and then at Wednesday Night Fights, they got second place. They lost to Kizzy K's team, who's not the same team that we saw here today, but a different team with Kizzy K on it, and they were just not happy. They were just like, that's not how we should have played. That's not what should have happened. And I think that's really what set them off into practicing just so crazily for this. I mean, on top
Now,
of that,
did they practice on the Japanese version or did they practice on the beta?
I'm sure they did both, but I know they've been playing a lot of the Japanese version.
Okay.
Of course, the Japanese version of the game is already out, but the English version comes out on the 30th. I can't wait to play the story. But they've been grinding harder than I think maybe any other team here. There are a few others.
They have Kane on their team, huh? Which is interesting because Final Fantasy IV so far, the only game with 3 representatives in their game right now. So it's Cecil, Kane, and Golbez.
Right, and Kane is he is the epitome of the assassin class. He is fast. He is going to be relentless. He does a lot of damage. He's got a quick, damaging HP attack.
And his EX is a jump. Yes.
Oh, yes. His EX is actually a very unique jump. It's unique. It's not just a jump. So what it is he can... Oh, I like the costume. His EX charges. It charges over time up to 3 different levels. The first one, it's a normal jump, does bravery damage. The second one, it's a better jump that does a lot more bravery damage in an AoE area. The third one is a really long-range HP attack jump. So if he chooses not to use it for the whole match, he becomes the most terrifying threat. If anybody on their team commits to anything unsafely, he just switches to them, jumps, and they die.
I just want to say right now that Ramza has been chasing Golbez, and every time Golbez was able to bait out the 3 bravery attacks and then whiff punish after the 3 had missed. So Ramza had activated Shout and was all ready to go and try to take out Golbez. So good job right there. And see right there, still chasing that character, but has not been able to get in close enough range to do enough damage.
Mobility.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Finally catching it. But mobility and whiff punishing are so important in this game. If you like mobility, oh, he almost made it. That was the perfect spacing, but that was a little bit too slow of an attack to use.
Yeah, and then also Kane came out of nowhere to save Golbez.
Yeah. Kane, he's going to be helping all of his friends a lot.
Oh, look at this Kane coming right after Ramza right now.
Oh, and he just did 2 attacks. He's trying to keep him in pressure. You see, he's not doing the last hit of the attack. He's trying to not knock him back. I think he's trying to actually bait him into shielding, maybe?
Oh! Just a body flying by. We got bodies flying all over the screen right now.
Bye. Oh, nice. Get that charge. That's one of the best attacks in the game. When Ramza's buffed and he does his forward in the air.
Oh, but again, Marvelous Anime 3-0 and 3-0.
That is
Mr.
scary.
Happy is Mr. Unhappy right now. He is telling his teammates, we got to do something different. We got to try something.
But this is good. I love this. I'm telling you, Excalipour is the most strategic team that I have seen today. And right now they're talking strategy. They're talking setups, and that comes from their background. You know, they for instance, they were telling me that they did a thing with up to the release of Final Fantasy 15. They played every single Final Fantasy game in a row. And, so that means that, they have like a strategic mind. They play RPGs. They got the strats. And I like the fact that even though a lot of them haven't had very much experience with the game, they didn't get a chance to, Mr. Happy has the most out of the 3.
Right.
They are using their knowledge and their strategy to make up for their lack of being able to kind of execute and just like play in general. And I'm telling you, it's working. Of course, they're running up against Marvel's Anime, who's got kind of everything going for them.
I mean, the way that we've been watching these teams play right now, Marvelous Anime has been dominating all their opponents, so we can kind of see why they have the highest votes right now.
We can definitely see that. They have so far lost a single stock the whole tournament.
That's crazy.
1 stock.
And it's been fast, too. Like, I swear I blinked and all 3 stocks just disappeared. Because, like you said, things can snowball really quickly. Because as soon as one person's incapacitated, the other 2 have to go 2-on-3 for a while. And if they get taken out, then they're 1-on-3.
Yeah, you being able to use that advantage, too, is very, very strong. You see a lot of the Japanese tournament players, they'll combo somebody onto the wall, start the HP attack that they know is going to combo, and before they even see it hit, they switch to see what everybody else is doing. They target away, it hits, and then they immediately start flying over in that direction. And it's like, wow, you have that sort of confidence, but it also gives you that crazy, they want the absolute most time advantage that they can with that person knocked down.
So the crazy thing about this, I'm wondering now, just watching this Marvel as anime, this camera here, are they actually like talking to each other or yelling at each other as much as they can? Or is this just intuitive that they kind of have this teamwork? Because the thing about it is, like, I can imagine, like, as the skill level in this game progresses, we are going to have to do the headsets, with guys talking to each other and directing each other and saying, focus on this person, come help me, those kind of things like that.
Yeah, one team that does that really well is Goons, who we're going to see in the next match. But I don't know. I mean, we can vaguely see them, but it doesn't seem like they're saying a whole lot. I mean, an important thing in a game like this too, because it happens so fast, everything happens instantly, is to be able to know that your whole team is aware of what's going on, and to have the synergy to be able to back each other up without words.
Right.
I mean, if you take the time to say,
again, right there, broken.
Yeah, that's such a great HP attack. It launches so far, and right now it looks like he's going to try and finish off.
He did it. He did it. Now, one of the things you'll notice that, when someone gets broken, sometimes you wonder to yourself, why would you break them? It doesn't drain their hit points. What's the advantage of breaking them? On the top right corner, you can kind of see it. There's a break bonus up there that if you break somebody, you get that bravery points added to you. So now you can do more damage later on.
Right, it becomes a huge advantage. It's a huge swing of bravery. And usually you see somebody break somebody and then switch and try to kill somebody else because they'll have so much bravery, it already works. Oh, wow. Look, that was a very smart move right there. So what he did was he actually threw out the HP attack and then immediately switched.
So incapacitated again. And you can see right there, as soon as you use your HP attack and you incapacitate someone, you do lose all your bravery points. But look at that. Everybody on Marvel's Anime over 1,000 points. And he landed his HP attack, but it didn't kill. But down to 364. They're going after another. They're trying to do another 3 stock here. He's chasing after him right now.
Oh, that was so close to catching. Great evasion, but I think that was Ramza.
Ooh, ran into the poison now, so he's going to be losing health as it goes along.
And let me just say how beautiful it is. Wow, that was a terrible word to use. And how beautiful it is that Beautiful Dude is using those 1,000 damage HP attacks just to get people away, and then immediately he runs to somebody else and does take that 2v1 advantage. And there we go, another 3-0. Still only 1 stock. Great showing by Excalipoor.
3-0.
It was a 3-0 square.
Wow. Wow. Marvel is Anime is doing some work here today. They have lost a total of 1 stock in 5 games so far. Is anyone going to be able to stop them? We're going to find out who they're going to go up against in the next match, but right now they definitely look like the favorite. And it was interesting. I ran into Julian earlier in the day, and he was just like, hey, I've known Julian for a while now. We were just having, passing by small talk, and I was like, good luck. He's like, I want to win this so bad, man. Like, they are this is serious mode for them.
I actually absolutely agree. I mean, I've known him for a while too, and he's one of the most showy players of all time, probably, right?
Beautiful dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, his name's Beautiful Dude. He does poses and stuff. If you guys see how he won SCR, he was doing all the I hope he comes up and does a pose at some point. But today he
is
calm
one of the most hated players too when he put Tanukana into loser's bracket.
No, don't say that to him because then he starts feeling himself and it's bad. It's bad. No, he's great, but he seemed really serious today. I was really impressed. Their whole team is very, very serious. But that's what happens when you take a team that's already so good, you teach them that one little loss. You just give them that, and then they're just it makes them go 100%.
Good choices from Kiyomi. This is one of my favorite tracks from FF13. So yes, such a great theme. And you know what? It's funny, too, because after Final Fantasy X came out, I told myself I was not going to buy any more FF soundtracks because Nobuo Uematsu wasn't going to be making the music for them. But then 13 came out, and I was like, man. And so I grabbed this soundtrack. I went back and grabbed 12. I actually have the physical look, if you go buy CDs from Asia, you can get fake copies all over the place. I have the legit physical discs of all of Final Fantasy 1 through 13 now at this point in time. No 11 and 14 because I didn't play those games, right? So, yeah. But outside of those, I have the legit copies of all those, all of the piano collections on CD, all the orchestral ones on CD. I have all the Dear Friends concerts on CD. I should just bring it one of these days and just show everybody.
Hey, James, help me out here.
Yes.
What song am I going to play for the next break?
Okay.
What song do you want me to play for the next break, since you know so much more?
I mean...
I'll keep it in the pocket.
Either the Final Fantasy IV Overworld theme, which is Cecil's theme, or maybe even Final Fantasy VII. If you play the main Final Fantasy VII Overworld theme, but do the Overture version, the actual orchestral version, that thing is super beautiful. So one of those two.
All right. I actually have 2 responses to this music stuff. First of all, I don't even know how the Final Fantasy 14 thing would work because I think, as far as I know, that it holds the world record for the most number of musical tracks in a game.
Oh, I gotta imagine, yeah, because
Yeah.
they keep adding more tracks
And
as
it's a
keeps going.
a lot of good ones too. But also, did you know that in this game? Oh, you're getting into it. But did you know that in this game you can actually unlock music tracks, and they have music tracks from the original version and like new kind of reimagined versions from every single game.
Yeah,
and then you get to choose which ones are actually in your battle set for when you're playing.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing.
Okay.
I want you to go through at some point and just look at all the different songs and all their reimagined versions. It's
Dude, that
really
was actually
cool.
one of my favorite things about all the Smash Brothers games that it kind of did that. And actually, you know what? That was another game. I wish I had played it more, which was Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm.
Yeah.
I didn't play that enough. I should have played that more, but I just never had the opportunity to play it as much.
Did you ever get Curtain Call?
That I have both of them.
Oh, okay.
Curtain Call was the one that I tried playing the most because it had more songs on there.
You pretty much had all the DLC for it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the one that I still have it. I bring it with me on airplanes.
Except
and stuff.
yeah, except for that one Final Fantasy 13 Versus song.
Which one?
Yeah, one of those DLC songs in the original Theater Rhythm was from 13
okay.
Versus.
Gotcha.
Oh no,
I didn't know that. I'll admit that much. So yeah.
I think if we start talking to Kyobi about music games, that's like talking to you about Final Fantasy, right?
Fair enough. Or maybe even Puyo Tetris or something like that, right? So.
Oh yeah. He's a man with passions.
Yes.
He's a very passionate man.
But see, I'm with him on that Tetris thing too. See.
Oh yeah. I remember. I remember you did the announcing on the
Classic Tetris World Championships. That's right. Yeah, it was sick. It was so good. It was so good.
Now you've done that, and you're doing Final Fantasy stuff. You're hitting every song in the 90s.
Look, I'll tell you what. I mean, to be honest with you, I really just like focusing on the games that mean that much to me.
Yeah.
You know, I've said that Final Fantasy VI is in one of my top 3 games of all time. It's because it keeps flip-flopping between 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 games keep fighting each other for second and third spot. But number 1 is always going to be Tetris for me.
Ooh.
So what I those are my passions. You know, these are the things that I am passionate about. And to be able to sit here and do commentary for a Final Fantasy game, I mean, how does that even make sense? But I can do that. And I can geek out about soundtracks and CDs and story and lore, and I can ask people Wark or Quet. You know, I mean, it's cool. It's fun. It's great stuff.
Or you can sing a song live on stream.
Let's make this count.
All right, here we go. Looks like this is for real. They were talking to each other. Both the teams talking to each other, but it looks like they're serious mode now. So here we go. We've got Goons against Team Terminus. Team Terminus pulling off that win against Kaiba Boys just in one of our last few matches. But it looks like we are on the perspective of 0.
Yeah, Team Goons with Cloud, which makes sense, Cloud was in Smash Brothers 4,
Yeah, I've been talking to 0 a decent amount these past couple of days, and he did say that one of the main reason pretty much that he picked up Cloud. Well, first of all, Cloud is, to use a really weird term since we're mixing up all these fighting games now, is he's kind of the Ryu of the game.
Yes.
He has all the tools essentially that you need to know how to use. So he wanted to learn with Cloud, and of course Cloud he's very good. Very solid, no huge weaknesses.
Right.
And then on top of that, he said that he thought that the whole Smash community would just think it's so funny.
Right.
And
that range on his standard attack on the ground, that sliding sword slice, I believe that's his up attack, is so good. But right there, he just got incapacitated. So Team Goons down right now, 0-1.
Yeah, I think it might have actually just been his normal attack. So the whole mechanic behind Cloud, even though we say he is kind of like the base character of the game, he has a very unique mechanic in that he can charge all of his attacks. Nice command grab. That's going to wall spike. Can he combo?
Oh, no, just a little too far. Wasn't able to quite get it. And look at that. Just because he missed that HP attack, he instead got hit a bunch of time and took a huge amount of damage from Cloud. Ooh! Caught him by surprise.
Look at all that bravery on Bartz.
Yeah, Bartz, of course, he can power up all of his different jobs. All of his different moves count as a different job.
Oh.
And the more that he uses them, the more they power up, and he masters those jobs.
Yeah, you have to hit them to get more XP on them, or even just whiff them for a little bit, and then once you master a job, the move gets better, and you actually get a passive buff. and his ability is to be able to use like his cooldown to give your whole team the buff. It's complicated, but he's one of the coolest characters.
And Team Goons taken down just like that. And remember, as you mentioned, Team Terminus said that you said that they were the lowest in votes, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, the lowest in votes by quite a bit. I mean, they had I want to say almost like 90 or sorry 90 like 9% ish 8% ish. My math is really bad. Of the number one. That is nobody had a lot of faith in them, but they are proving them wrong.
Yes. And they had a quick 3-0 over Team Goons, who I figured would be one of the scary upset teams here right now. That, you know, I picked them as one of the teams that I expected to go far, but a quick 3-0 for Team Terminus right there.
Yeah, I absolutely, like I said, I think they're the biggest wild card of the tournament. They are, I mean, it's two players that are absolute legends. I mean, Nairo and Zero, and they are led by one of the most knowledgeable people here. Absolutely, who also has just great game skill in general. Together, that's terrifying. On top of that, one of the biggest strengths that they were saying was Zero and Nairo, they play Smash doubles together a lot as a team. So they automatically have a synergy where they know how to help each other when they're in trouble. They know how to, like, confirm off of each other. It's exactly the same thing that we get to see in this game, just on a different plane.
Right.
So having them with a leader who just is like a strategy genius in this game already. He's been following the game so much. He's watched all the tournaments. He knows everything. It's a terrifying combo, but Team Terminus just 3-0'd them. I didn't think anybody was going to be able to 3-0 them, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, remember, this is a semifinal, so it is 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
3
true.
out of 5. So we've got a few more matches to go. They're not in danger of being sent home just yet. Let's see if they can make any adjustments here and come back.
And as we know, one of the biggest strengths of top fighting game players is adaptation. And having players like the players on Team Goons, they will undoubtedly adapt to something that's happening. You know, they're not going to sit there, play the exact same game. They're going to know exactly what's wrong. In fact, you see them talking. They've been talking since that last game ended. They're talking very intensely. They're talking about how they're going to change their strategy. Terminus is like, yeah, that worked. Let's do it again.
Hey, you know what? If they can repeat what they did before, then absolutely they are in a great position. They can get another quick 3-0 against Team Goons. Of course, going with looks like it's Zidane, Cloud, and Ishtola.
Yeah, so no, interestingly enough, the Team Goons, they were playing with a very different makeup a lot of the time. They actually streamed a lot. Both Zero and Nairo streamed. And they were playing together. They were playing where normally who's Mason, he plays Marksman usually, and he usually plays Kefka. And Nairo was playing Tidus, and Zero was still playing Cloud. But most told me that he thinks that it's a lot easier for him to kind of control the whole situation if Nairo plays the marksman. That's why Nairo right now is playing Ishtola, and now he's playing Zidane. So we've seen like 3 separate switches today from the usual makeup of their teams because they want to be able to control the game better, and that is huge. That shows how far they're looking into it already.
Well, look at this. Look at the bravery points on the bottom right of your screen, all above 2,000 about. And so they are off to a good start and already got one incapacitation, another incapacitation, just like that. Whoa. 2 of them in just 40 seconds.
Oh, very nice usage of that from above. That's going to be a whiff. I wonder if he's going to get punished. He does not. Oh, he does in the end.
Oh, man, and he has just taken some huge amount of damage. Trying to get out of there, and he was unable to do so. And just like that, taken out.
So this is absolutely a first for this tournament. A 3-0 on one side into a 3-0 on the other side.
In less than a minute, it felt like, or something.
They were both extremely quick games. That was, I honestly don't even know what to say. Like, both games happened so quick. There was a lot of action off screen. It was, I don't know, like they were just in the zone. Things just worked out for both teams. I mean, obviously, They changed their game plan. They changed their game plan, but also, you know, we were just on Alexandria, the Final Fantasy IX map, and that is one of the strongest maps for coordinated teams with a lot of strong melee because it's just kind of a small circle. It's kind of a small circle.
Right.
One person hits you, it knocks you into like one of the doorways,
and
the corners.
There's a lot of walls in that one,
Tons of walls, and you get trapped very easily. So
someone probably knocked Hitball's cards out of the bell or something like that and just stole them. Poor Hitball, man. That guy never can keep his cards. Oh, man.
Maybe Ace stole them.
That's true. Ace can give him some of those cards back. The name's Bartz. The name's Bartz.
Okay. Oh,
name's
Bartz.
I'm going to hear that in my nightmares all night tonight. The name's Bartz. The name's Bartz.
The name's Bartz. The name's Bartz. I'm telling you, I want to hear them do the one that goes, whoops. Whoops! No, I love his English voice. Bart's English voice.
Oh yeah, okay.
Bartz is a great character. I've never played 5. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I've never played 5, but I think it's one of the ones that is less played. I think
it's
by
less
people
played
in general.
it never came out officially in the U.S. until later on.
That makes sense.
So it didn't come out at the time when it was first released, right?
Uh-huh.
But amongst Final Fantasy players, it is probably one of the most loved Final Fantasy games, especially, early on. But a lot of people, even before 7 and stuff like that, would talk about how 5 was better than 6, et cetera, et cetera. 5 it had so much variety in that game because you could just make your team, however, because basically you just got job crystals, the 4 characters you could change to whatever you want. It was one of the first ones that, it continued from 4. 4 was one of the first ones with that really gripping kind of story. And so I feel like 5 kind of continued on from that. But a lot of people really loved the job system and the openness that it gave. Because the thing about 6, one of the critiques of 6, obviously, that all the characters, they just have
play
their
in their
set
one
of moves.
way.
Right. They just have their one set of moves. But in 5, you could form any kind of team that you want, although everyone just became samurais and threw coins at everybody all day once you didn't have any use for money anymore. But yeah, it's a whole other story. In any case, here we go. Cloud coming back in there, you can see. And see, that's the thing, right? So Cloud, right now Zero's playing kind of distance. He hasn't gone in too much yet. I don't know if he's just a little nervous about that, but he's got to get in. Okay, he's picked his target, but nice defense right there. Shield blocking some of those attacks. And so immediately you saw Zero back away. Here we go, he found someone. And it was, look at that. His target defended all of his attacks, and then his teammate took advantage of the end of those attacks.
And that's exactly what a marksman should do. So that ace play is extremely good. In fact, we've seen that ace carry them really well. Oh, first stock going down for Team Terminus. But the bravery is looking okay for them. They did just break, so that's the other way around. Yeah, the bravery's still looking okay. It's pretty even right now. Nobody's really within kill range. Kind of back to neutral. Now, this is outside of Narsh. This is, am I saying that right?
Narsh, yeah.
Narsh? Okay. I mispronounced everything, obviously.
I don't know how it's officially. That's how I pronounced it.
Yeah.
We have the Titus Titus problem here, so.
Titus Titus, Cecil. I don't know. Too many. Oh, but look at this. So much bravery. Oh, he's looking like he's going to hunt down that Bartz. Oh, no. It's not going to wall spawn. Oh, it is. It caught him all the way up.
There it is. And incapacitated. Great sequence right there. Perfect distance again. Just like that. Wow. That was almost like 3 separate battles going on, or at least 2 separate battles. Zero took out one guy, and the other 2 looked like they teamed up on another person, and just immediately 2 incapacitations in a row.
Yeah, so I was also playing. These are actually the 2 teams that I've played against maybe the most this weekend. And I do have to say, the biggest strength of Goons is how well they talk to each other and they coordinate kills. So they'll be like, can you? They actually use the character numbers too. So for those of you who haven't seen, each character is numbered. All the players on your team and all the players on their team. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they will say stuff like, can somebody lock 6? And then somebody will be like, I'm locking 6. And so he'll use something that locks them down, makes them block or dodge or something, and then somebody comes in and kills them with an HP attack for doing whatever it takes to get out of that situation. Right. And the coordination like that is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best of any of the teams that I've seen here today.
Well, look at this. Look at the turnaround that they had. Terminus 3-0'd them very quickly in the first game, and then just like that, 2 games straight, Team Goons has come back and counter 3-0'd in even quicker fashion in both of those games. So Team Goons is looking very strong here. We could see a Team Goons versus Marvelous Anime finals, but Team Terminus not done yet. They are still in it. They can take it in 2 more games. As I said, they won the first game in a 3-0, so they are not out. Let's go.
Any team you guys want to watch in particular this round?
You pick, Kyobi. You are the director.
Hey, if you want to watch somebody, I'll let you have it.
I want to watch Team Terminus. I'm going to call that one out.
You got a boss.
Thank you, Kyobi. Who's actually the boss. He called me boss, but he's the boss. He can mute us anytime he wants. He controls our lives. He can. There's trap doors underneath these seats. He can press buttons, and we just fall into the.
I was about to just make some crazy 80s reference about like who's the boss, but you know what? Nobody knows what I'm talking about. So never mind. Probably mention Tony Danza and QB, be like, who? You know.
So that's a fun game.
That's where Alyssa Milano came from. See, that's where modern people would understand.
I never did watch that show.
That's where Alyssa Milano came from. So that's the important part.
Ooh, okay. So we are actually seeing that's a character switch, right? We are seeing Cloud now coming out from 1010 man, and he's been playing Garland before this, so he's still sticking with Vanguards, but it's a very similar type of Vanguard. Oh, I love that! He stood behind the tree to hide and use the lasers outside of the tree. That was actually a genius move.
Now this is Cornelia right here, so this is an interesting stage. There's empty fields out here with the rocks can be a little bit dangerous for splatting, but the trees also is the forest is a dangerous area to go into.
It is. It's actually a really great spot for Ishtola, because Ishtola drops a ton of different traps that are these giant circles. If you drop them in between the trees, it cuts off your paths of approach.
Look at this. We have a Cloud versus Cloud battle over here.
Ooh, and different costumes.
Some inclement weather coming over here.
Oh, no. Oh, and he's charging the tornado. That's a really good projectile. That's actually one of the main moves that you tend to see Clouds use.
Yeah, it's a good way to help him approach. You know, that's one of the key things. You throw it out there, the opponent tries to dodge it, and then you go and attack them afterwards. You're cutting off where they can go to using that. Nice defense, and then getting out of there to make sure he can build that shield up. Oh, but he got chased down again.
Oh, into the wall rush, and oh no, he tries to follow it up. He would have got the kill, but he was a little bit too slow in the follow-up.
Nice attack from above. You got to be aware of that. Oh my god, and he just got incapacitated from behind.
You got to be 100% aware of your surroundings. Oh, and he's going to appear above. Oh, is that Ishitola? Oh, I actually can't even see who that is.
Oh, no, you know what? In the chase down, he just got caught from behind. Did not have the awareness that he was being targeted from behind, and unfortunately, just like that, after a quick 3-0 from Team Terminus, Goons comes back with 3 3-0s of their own. What a turnaround.
Wow. Yeah, they were, whatever they did, I was talking about adaptation earlier, and 100% they adapted to whatever they lost to that first game. And that means that both of the semifinal matches were 3 3-0s technically, and that sets us up for the grand final.
And I think, wasn't it Zero who was talking mad smack to the Marvelous Anime team?
Yeah, Zero is definitely the instigator here. He's let's see if he backs it up, but so far it looks like if anybody has a chance of backing up a claim like that, it's gonna be the Goons.
Yeah, Team Goons has looked very strong, but this is going to be grand final. Still going to be 3 out of 5. But Team Goons and Marvelous Anime, these two teams have definitely looked super strong. Oh god, this song. Like I said, Final Fantasy IV, Super Nintendo was brand new. And when this game came out, and when you go into the dungeons, and you saw the parallax scrolling, when you saw like all the fog, and the music all of a sudden just jumped to this whole nother level. Like, every time I hear this song, I still get chills. You know, like this and the battle music from Final Fantasy IV. And by the way, when I talked about the Final Fantasy VII orchestral track, it's from the Reunion. Like, it's like Reunion something or other. So if you look up Final Fantasy VII Overworld Reunion, it's probably the orchestral version. So
you're just gonna have to have James walk over there and find all the music.
But this song, I still get chills when I hear this song.
I think I found it. You want me to switch to it right now?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So.
Do it. Switch it. Switch it. We're almost here in grand finals. You got this chance. Until we see who the champ is.
It's the dissonant chords in the Final Fantasy VII Overworld song that are so. Oh, I don't think it is this one. It's okay. You don't have to. It's all right, Kyobi. It's okay. I can't remember the exact title of it. I might even have it on my phone though.
It's all right. It's all good. To be honest.
Okay, I tried.
Yeah, that one. Anyway.
Oh.
And also, what was cool about it too is that the overworld song in Final Fantasy 1 was a super great song, especially from back in the Nintendo days. It was like, oh my god, this music is so good. Of course, it was all written by my personal god, Nobuo Uematsu. But like, the cool thing about it was when this game came out, whenever you ran into a random encounter and you came out of the random encounter, the song would continue from where the random encounter interrupted it, so you could actually get through the whole overworld song, unlike all the other ones. So it was just, oh, it was so cool. Like, I remember when I first figured that out, I was like, oh, I could actually hear the whole song. Because in Final Fantasy 1, like, sometimes the only way you could hear the whole thing is if you just stood still.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Especially because it could come in.
Yeah.
Yes. Here,
oh, the
no,
belts?
no.
Yes, the belts.
Come on.
Yeah,
when
the
Gal
belt-
comes out, come on.
belt-
Come on. Dude, how do you know that?
What?
That's exactly what's up. That's
Dude,
exactly what's up.
Final Fantasy 6 soundtrack I have listened to like 7,000 times in my entire life. Like
I just started replaying on the Super NES Classic.
Oh,
it's too good.
Nice, dude.
It's too good on the pad.
Dude, did you read that the blog post breaking Final Fantasy 6? Have you read that?
I did not.
Before? Dude, like, you read that and you see how that game was made and put together. It is a wonder that that game worked at all. Like, it's fascinating. Like, I'm seriously, for people on stream, I think I mentioned this at SER as well, but there's a blog post called like Breaking Final Fantasy 6 where they figured out a way how to like really break the game, like without even really debugging it, because there's like a glitch that you can like get to the floating continent and then not save for a really long time and reset back, and then you could do all the like sequence break and all this thing. They actually found a legit way to get Leo onto your team.
I've seen that.
Like
I've seen the General
yeah,
Leo. I've seen like the unlimited economizers.
Yeah,
I've seen all sorts of weird things. Yeah.
So if you can look for that, it's fascinating because like the game, when you first play it, you get run into by all those Moogles, right?
Yeah.
The Moogles actually occupy all the character slots until you name a new character. Then that Moogle gets replaced with like. So in other words, Celis is not actually. Like, every spot on your team is not actually taken up by the other characters inside the memory. It's like the Moogles are sitting in all those spots. And then as soon as they finally take it over, they get replaced by someone else when you name them. Like,
how do you know more than me? This is crazy right now. This is crazy.
It's that article, dude. You have to read that article.
I'm gonna read it.
It's so crazy. And like, they also pointed out that they can only have 4 sprites in the battle at one time.
Yeah.
So every time you fight someone who's a sprite, they find a story way to make it so that you only have 3 characters on your team.
Oh,
and
crazy.
the only way that they ever have 4 characters is if they turn Kefka into the actual sprite.
Yeah.
But if it's Kefka, the animated one, then there's only 3 on the screen. Like, your team will always have to. Like, there's all these crazy things that they talk about in that
You are
article.
blowing my mind right now.
It's so cool. It's like one of the coolest blog posts ever. Dude.
What a freaking nerd.
No, I can't hear it. Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, and is it working?
Yeah.
Can we all agree that there's nobody better suited for this than James?
Nobody better suited.
I mean, just from
Then
the Final
for this
Fantasy
tournament.
lore purpose, the lore purpose.
But we didn't even know you were that big of a Final Fantasy fan. He came into the office, he's like, yo, you know, every time we go on break, I'm playing Record Keeper on the side. I'm like, dude.
You don't even
I'm like,
understand,
what?
man. You don't even understand.
Yeah, I put in too many hours. Sundays was like, don't talk to me. It's double XP day.
Oh man, yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, like I said, Final Fantasy has meant so much to me, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm like happy to do this. So.
Dude, heck yeah. All right, I'm going to give you guys back the mic.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me jump in and hear all about FF6, the best one.
Yes,
Except for Tactics, which is above all else.
You know what? To be fair, and this is blasphemy, I will say this much: I have not played Tactics.
Oi, you're killing me.
I know.
How is that
Everyone's
even
gonna be
possible?
Because it wasn't one of the mainstream ones. You know, at the time, I
Yeah.
played only But you know what? I had thought about playing Tactics on stream, like stream myself playing Tactics
You
for
should.
the modern audience.
You
so
should.
That experience. And you know what? I will give a shout out to Mr. Dacid Bro because he has been wanting me to play that game forever because he insists that. Once I play that, it'll change everything, and that'll be my favorite Final Fantasy game.
Whoa, okay.
I mean, to be fair, Final Fantasy VI caught me at the right age. I was the right age, and so I don't know if anything will ever be able to do that. And dude, I pointed this out on my own stream before. Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but Locke's theme and Celis' theme, Nobuo Uematsu wrote those themes, and the whole time you sit there and listen to them, Celis' theme is the opera theme, right? But until the ending, when Locke saves Celis and he says, "I won't let you go," you find out that the two tunes actually match and they play them at the same time over each other, and their theme songs even match up. And the only time you do that is right when he saves her in the ending, and every time I hear that, I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. Like, I mean, honestly, I played it for my stream because they were like, what? And they heard it and they were like, oh my god. It's so good. Anyways, so let's continue forward.
All right, so all that absolute Final Fantasy passion aside, let's go into the most recent Final Fantasy game, and we are here in Grand Finals, which is, honestly, I could have expected this maybe after the first rounds, that this is a very high possibility for these two teams to meet.
Right.
They're two teams who've been practicing a lot on the Japanese version, a lot in the NA beta. They've been really coordinating, and they really all have experience at high levels in a lot of different competitive games.
And you can see something right now, like neither of the teams have really gotten any clean hits on each other. They are doing such a good job avoiding each other. Look at all the bravery points. They're all still at exactly, basically 1,000.
And that's something that we saw in the first round of the tournament, where Goons played against Pickup Group, and because Pickup Group, I do have to say, they're an extremely good team, unbiasedly, and the whole match slows down, because one of the biggest skills in this game is defense. If everybody is aware and great defensively, the games don't go boom, 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 3-0, boom, boom, 3-0. If they go like this slow back and forth, nobody wants to overcommit, and it really is about like that one moment that they really have to strike and take advantage of to get those HP attacks.
Nice chase down. All right, so Team Goons looking good right now. They did get a couple of breaks, but no incapacitations yet, and looks like going for some of that summon crystal now. They almost have a full meter. Actually, they do have a full meter, so they could summon at any point in time right now, but I can't give them that notification. Oh, there it is.
Well,
gotta be careful as the commentator on the house mic.
So, I mean, to be fair, the information's all there for both teams. They can 100% see that, and they are coordinating. They've been triple summoning every single time that they get the chance to.
And so here we go, Shiva now causing some havoc. You gotta watch out for those orbs as they circle around. Eventually they explode into the giant column like that.
Yeah, there are a few separate moves that every single summon has. They're all unique, and you need to know how to get out of a lot of them. But one thing is that once you have enough game sense and enough experience, you do get to see people that they really don't get hit by the summons unless it's a really weird situation. Like right now, we're not going to see him get hit by these. They stop tracking at a certain point.
Right, exactly. Just
there
like
we go.
That. But you see how he used him trying to get away from that to catch him? That was beautiful stuff.
So smart. I mean, mobility and catching mobility, it's so important. And look at all this bravery now from Zero. In fact, a lot of bravery on the other side from Kane. It looks like he did some damage.
Oh, yeah, he did do some damage, but that drained his bravery points down. One thing about movement that I do want to mention, you do see that little bar that appears at the bottom middle of the screen every once in a while. That is your dash meter right there. You see is blue. That is the limit of how much you can dash, and it will never refill until you get up and are walking on the ground again. So you do have some movement limitations, so you really have to manage your dashing as well. Oh, there we go. The first incapacitation right there for Marvelous Anime.
Barely avoided the cross slash from Cloud. Beautiful mobility by Manny. Oh, that was so close to the kill, especially because of all this bravery, but he's trying to do it again.
Trying to chase him, trying to catch him by surprise.
Oh, but now
didn't quite get it.
They're in the opposite situation. Manny can potentially take out Zero. He's got enough bravery, but instead,
there he goes right there. Oh my God, the two incapacitations right there in a row.
I didn't even see where that second one was.
I know.
It was below them, and that's just that kind of coordination that they have. That was looking so even. But really, this game, too, is so much about people committing and punishing those committals. There was that corner where they all committed. They tried to take out Manny. He dodged out of that corner so perfectly, and then they were able to turn it all around. Because they had the center of the stage. The center of the stage is very important.
Marvel's Anime just 3-0'd the other 3-0 team, but remember, the Goons actually did get 3-0'd, and then they came back with their own 3-0s three times in a row. So there's all these 3-0 stats here right now.
They might put them into enraged mode, and now they're stronger. No, actually, Zero was saying that he thinks his biggest strength with Nairo, aside from the fact that they play in doubles so much, is that in doubles whenever they get put on their back foot, they immediately just turn into super clutch mode. So that is something that we might see. We haven't seen anybody put them really on their back foot except for that last game. So
I know Zero has said recently that he has ended his Smash 4, his Smash Wii U competitive career, but in the 4 years that he's been playing that game, you probably cannot find a player who has been as dominant in any game ever in the history of fighting games, right?
Yeah.
And the only way you can win that many events that many times is if you just have the most ridiculous clutch. Because you are going to get put on your back foot so many times. And the fact that he was able to come out of most of those situations with wins is ridiculous. So yes, clutch is definitely something that he is familiar with.
Yeah, he had something like I can't remember the exact numbers, and I don't want to quote it, but it was over 50. I guess majors is technically the term in a row.
Was it like 150 or something?
I thought it was just 50,
Okay,
but that's a lot. I mean,
Yo,
you
dude,
can't have
like
one every week.
you know what? Like by next week, he'd be like, I heard it was like 500 wins, you know, and then like a month later, he won 2,000 games in a row, tournaments in a row. You know, it's just gonna keep doing that.
I don't know. I'm gonna have misquoted that, and I'm gonna get in trouble, and all the Smash players are gonna hate me. But no, seriously, though, I have a ton of respect for Zero, and you know what the coolest thing about Team Goons is?
What's
is
that?
So the story of how they came together is that they were at the HyperX charity event not too long ago. I guess it was a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And they got to play Dissidia there. And they played it there for a little bit, and they just loved it. They just had so much fun.
Okay.
And so they immediately were like, can we go to another tournament? Can we do something else? You know? And so like, okay, yeah, come play this. And on top of it, then they just had fun playing it. They went, they practiced with their teammates, and honestly, it's like a love for the game that drove them to this point. And I love seeing that. Same exact thing with the Marvel's anime. They just love the game. So both these teams are literally just here because they love the game. And that's why they put so much work into it. And the game isn't even out. So
and by the way, shout outs to Google, 56.
56. I was going to say 56. But
see, you're on the money right there.
I know. Over 50 was close.
All right, but we're back to this stage. This stage is really interesting because this stage, I feel like, demands a lot more movement because there's definitely a lot of high-low kind of strategy here.
Right, especially with a lot of people are actually confused by this, but there's walls. These are clear walls in between each of these walkways or underneath them. So it really can separate battles. You can see a lot more like 1v1s or 2v1s in this area because, just a little bit of movement hops you over. Some people might follow, some people might not. So coordination is more important on this stage than pretty much any other stage, maybe.
Now, who's the one that's using Golbez right now?
So this is going to be Manny.
That's Manny, okay.
Yeah,
Manny
like I was saying, he was the Ishtal player in the U.S., but he decided that he thinks he can support his team better and stop them from, interrupt people attacking them and such like that with Golbez.
Because Golbez is more of an offensive marksman. Ishtola's more about support and defense and healing, right?
Yeah, very much. She's very much about traps and debuffs and a more indirect way. But Golbez's whole mechanic is he's got his dragon, right? Now his dragon makes it so that all of his attacks are very strong. He starts off with it. At the beginning of the game, he's a strong character. But if you deal at least 1,000 damage to him in one hit, he loses the dragon and all of his attacks get weaker.
Right.
And he has to resummon the dragon as soon as his EX skill recovers, but it's all about staying alive. If you hit him with a lot of low HP attacks, it's a lot stronger.
Oh,
or a big one.
Speaking of staying alive, that is not what happened with Manny right there. He got taken out, and so did a teammate. And look at that! Game Goons with a reverse 3-0. You can see how quickly a game can snowball on you just like that. And it looked like Manny said, you know what? I'm going to go after the Summon Crystal. He started hitting the Summon Crystal, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the side, he got splatted against the wall. And there you see right there that stage why it can be such a problem because there are so many walls to be splatted on.
Yeah, definitely. You really have to position yourself well. You kind of want to stay on the high ground so that there aren't as many, but even still, it's just a round stage. You can get wall spot on every single wall, and things can just run away like that. Especially, you did see that they were a little bit separated. Marvel's anime is a little bit separated just based on how the stage works. And the more, I would say, like maybe the more mobile, aggressive team of Goons was able to take advantage of that. But this looks so familiar. This is exactly what we saw in the last set. And again, this will be 3 out of 5, so either way, I'm sure we're going to see. I would not be surprised if this went to the very, very final game. Just need to make some adaptations, just like we saw the other way around.
And again, these players are fighting for some great memorabilia, but the team that wins do get $3,000 and $1,000 for each player. So there's a good chunk of change on the line for these guys right now.
Sundry spoils for a sly scrapper, Kupo.
Kupo?
Oh,
man.
It's I've been playing with the Japanese and the English voices because I was playing the Japanese version, Japanese beta, the English beta. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
A poll, a straw poll. They want to see Goons play. I mean, these players have huge fan bases, of course. We got Nairo and Zero. I'm not surprised that people want to see their perspective. Although it would have been interesting to see maybe if they'd switched up their seats this time. We've been seeing a lot of Zero play, but there we go. I mean,
it's all good. It's all good. Cloud is a good person to follow to see, because Zidane, for example, he's got some interesting vertical movement. He can basically do Marvel 2 Storm. He can fly up into the sky and all day if he really wanted to, but unfortunately you're taking yourself out of the game, so you know your teammates are just going to get blown up basically. So
well, one of the unique things about
Midgar stage.
Oh yeah, so this is another stage that can very easily divide people. So basically the way this works is right now we're standing in this section where there's 4 giant squares. I believe it's 4, and it's separated from a whole other area by this big wall that you're seeing. I think Golbez is standing on it. And you really have to be able to coordinate where you stand. Also, being caught in any of these corners where there's boxes around you is just a death trap.
Wall splat central, basically. Oh, nice
block.
Defense, yeah. Keep yourself safe.
I bet we're going to see a dunk. Oh, no. He ran out of dash gauge, so he had to fall down and recover it. That would have been really nice. A lot of the attacks that fall from the sky do more damage based on how high you are.
Oh, really? Okay. What is that field that's down there right now? Well, it looks like the teams are trying to stay at least close to each other. You can see that all 3 of the Marvelous Anime teams trying to stay close with each other, all on that side of the screen right now. Oh, okay. One of the Goons did get broken, but they're okay.
Oh, nice.
Damage, 1,200 damage. Almost a 12,000.
12,000. You know, it can be 12,000. Let's just add a 0 to everything.
Well, you know, they added a 0 to Team Goons, and they're doing well for it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They definitely are, and we're seeing that right now. He's punishing the HP attack attempt by Jonah, and now we're seeing he's got over 2,000 bravery. He can potentially take out, I think it's Furion.
Yeah, he's chasing Beautiful Dude down right now, it looks like.
Oh, that was an unfortunate whiff. He didn't even manage to get over, so he lost a lot of movement.
Yeah, he ran into the wall, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. Time to summon.
Oh, they're trying to triple summon, but there might be a good situation. Oh, it looks like they're at least double summoning, and they should get it off. They will. Their summon is Shiva.
And in this stage here, it's going to be so hard to run from a lot of Shiva's attacks. You're going to have to make sure you're high up in the air, because if you're caught inside one of the little lower sections right there.
Yeah, oh, look at that. That was impossible to avoid. It went right in that gap.
Right off of it into the first incapacitation for Team Goons.
Wow, almost 2 minutes in, and that was the first one, but we've got low health. Oh, no, no longer.
Another one. 2 of them. Here we go.
And we're seeing all of Team Goons is about 60% of their health. They could potentially get 3-0'd really quick backwards.
Oh, he just missed with that HP attack. But here comes that Shiva again.
Oh,
and
that's
it is locking him down.
Oh, the Shiva saved him. The Shiva knocked him out of the HP attack.
Oh, but it didn't matter anyway. They got the incapacitation right away. There we go. Team Goons carrying on their streak from last time. They went down 0-3 in the first game and then won 3 in a row, and they're trying to repeat that again. We have had nothing but 3-0 matches here.
I have to say, so I've watched a lot of Japanese tournaments. I've watched a lot of just people playing and streaming, and I have never seen so many 3-0 stocks as we've seen today. And it's crazy because they're really good teams, and they're 3-0ing each other.
But so, you notice that a lot of it really is a snowballing kind of thing, right? It's like as soon as one happens, it just instantly just boom, 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 and it takes out all of them. So there is definitely a high level of coordination going on here with all these teams. So.
Yeah, the switching is one of the most important things, and they're all doing it. They're all 100% taking advantage of the situations we were talking about earlier. They're all so good. But right now, we're in the necessary clutch moment for Marvel's Anime. They're talking strats. Right. They're looking really serious. Actually, at SCR, Marvel's Anime was in Winners Finals. They were down 2 games, and they came back and won 3 in a row. Yeah, you may have been there.
Now, the interesting thing, though, is remember, previous to this, so they've been 3-0. They've been 3-0 twice, right? Previous to this, they lost 1 whole stock.
That's true.
So now they have lost 6 stocks, just like that to Team Goons.
Yeah, so 6 versus 1 for the rest of the tournament. That's pretty crazy. But that just shows you. I mean, Goons has been taking this game seriously. They showed up. I mean, yesterday, Zero and Most Mason were here the entire training day practicing.
Nairo was here as well. Yeah. So.
Nairo didn't get here until today, I think.
No, I saw him yesterday.
Really?
I definitely saw him yesterday. I definitely saw him yesterday.
Well, they've been practicing a lot. Like I said, they've been practicing all together. Both of these teams. I think we might see. I don't know. There might be a switch. We've seen a few different characters, like especially Jonah. Jonah, he switched from who was he playing before Kane? It was a different assassin, but for some reason I can't think of who it was off the top of my head. But yeah, we've seen some character switches from him. We could potentially see Manny switch back. Doesn't look like we're going to. And I'm sure that Goons, they're just going to stick with what they got.
Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming Kyobi is going to move us to the Marvelous Anime perspective for this one. Yes, he is finger gunning me as a yes. So there we go. We're going to switch over to Marvelous Anime, switching back and forth between the 2 point of views. See if they go. Well, it looks like, yeah, he is going to stick with Kane. So we are going to have Kane, Furion, all Final Fantasy IV and previous characters here.
You're right. Well,
4, and 2.
2, yeah.
I'm sorry, no, Furion is... Yeah, he's 2.
He's 2.
Lunith is 3. So 2 and 3 are the ones that I am not super familiar with. I only know them well because of Final Fantasy Record Keepers.
Gotcha. Also, by the way, look, they're all 4 and before, and then 7 and after.
Yeah.
So it's the new age of Final Fantasy versus the original age of Final Fantasy.
Oh, screw this. Let's go old school. All
right, who do you all want to win? Old school, new school?
All right, well, Golbez is going to be trying to do some damage with his brother's Red Baron teammate here. Or Red Wings, I should say.
Oh, and I like that we get to see this perspective from Golbez. Seeing from a marksman's perspective really gets to show you the entire field. And you can see how much he's switching so that he confuses his opponents and he gets to see 100% of what's going on. And, he almost got that conversion so close. He still has over 4,000 bravery, but we've got a ton from Zero on the other side.
Oh, my God! 2 incapacitations, 1 for each team. We won't have another 3-0 this time.
Actually, 2. Marvel's Anime took out 2 people, and I didn't even see where the other one was. But now they just need 1 more to tie it up.
Oh, boy. He's stuck against the wall. Wasn't close enough. You saw him go for that HP attack, but he was punished for it, too.
Great conversion off of Jonah's combo, and wow, a turnaround. This is going to go to the final game of Grand Finals.
Now, one of the things that I have noticed here, honestly, I feel like right now the open field stages are favoring Marvel's Anime, and the stages with the walls are favoring Team Goons. So this may come down to what happens with the stage that shows up here on this next one. Oh, I would love it if they just ended up on the Final Fantasy VIII stage. Like,
Nothing. Just 100% Euro brawling, and we're going to see who makes it out. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, stage pick is so huge. Stage pick with character pick. Look, we got Kizzy coming in. Kizzy.
Oh, dang.
Okay, coolest thing about Kizzy. Okay, there's a lot of cool things about Kizzy. He's on a different team, but he reps SoCal so hard. And all these players on Marvel's Anime are SoCal. So he's going up, he's helping his homies. Kizzy, he's also
don't forget,
like
Kizzy is a great Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear player as well.
That's true. Anime helping anime. They're Marvel's Anime.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I was saying earlier about how Kizzy has been gone from 100% informational kind of delve into this game.
Yeah.
He just wants to know 100% everything about everything. He knows like more than me. I'm just going to throw that out there. You think he knows more than me like by a good amount. And he's a good person to have behind you. So just throwing out that little bit of help to his SoCal homies.
And one thing I also want to mention too, we saw in all the previous rounds for the Marvelous Anime team, whenever they won, stoic, silent, looking at each other, nodding. When they won this last game, there was a very audible yes, like you just heard the pop off right there. So they are in it. They are ready to go.
This is a very important question.
Okay.
Who are we watching?
I want to see Marvel's Anime because they need to make the finish, the comeback if it's going to happen.
You got it.
All right. Marvel's Anime, we are going to watch over. And Team Goons is going to be their opponent. No character switches. This is the final game. Marvelous Anime versus Team Goons here in Grand Finals. Let's go!
Both of these teams have been training so hard for this.
Tunnel stage.
Oh, this is another stage that has no terrain at all. It just has it's not an exact square, so that's really only advantage you get. This is going to be really big. So you were saying that you think the open stages really help Marvel's Anime. That's going to be what this is.
Right, and you can see why. One of the reasons, especially because we're watching Golbez here, the fact that he has just been staying back here and just shooting and shooting and shooting. Remember, he built up to like 4,000 bravery points at one point in time. Yeah, look at them. He is just zoning out the other team right now. Yeah. But actually, not a lot of damage on either side. All players at about 1,000 bravery.
It's true. Nobody wants to overcommit. Oh, and there we go. We're seeing Jonah go in. And beautiful dude supporting from the ground, which is, of course, what Furian's going to generally be doing. It's actually been kind of hard to see what he's been doing most of these games because he's been on the ground. Very nice. Everybody's going up just a little bit. Still nothing huge. Oh, that's nice. One hit into a switch. Oh, look at another. All right. We're seeing bravery slowly being built up.
Oh, well, look at this. One of the members of Team Goons down to very little health right there. Oh, and they summon Shiva. This is going to be dangerous. Although, because of the open field, they should be able to avoid Shiva's attacks pretty decently. But again, you saw before how when you avoid those the Shiva attacks, it can lead you into the attacks of somebody else.
Oh, and there we go. Look at this. It's over almost 3,000 bravery. Almost enough to take out two of their teammates. But who will it be? This is a very scary HP attack to avoid from Golbez.
Oh, someone's been broken. Someone's been broken.
Oh, he's throwing out the slow up to cover himself. Somebody's going to go for an HP attack. Oh, we're going to see that kill from Jonah. I think that should be the first incapacitate, but no, not quite enough. It leaves Ishtola at 138 life.
Oh,
and
my God.
Oh, that's so low.
That's so close, so she can still try to do so much damage. No, there it is. Oh, no, that wasn't even Ishtola who got incapacitated. That was somebody else, so Ishtola's still down in dangerous life. But you can see right here, Golbez finally taking a little bit of damage, but Marvel's Anime doing good in health.
Oh, but now the summon's over. There's still not a full summon meter, though, for Goons, so they can't summon their own Shiva. Oh, damage is huge right here.
Look at the teams. They are staying so close with each other. You can see they're trying not to let themselves get split apart. And Ishtola is still alive, surviving. This is the clutch that we've talked about before.
But it's so hard for them to try to find and close out these incapacitates, even though there's such low life from Goons. Look at this. Oh, this one connects on somebody.
Oh, it does! An incapacitation. Marvelous Anime is up 2-0 right now. Goons have to do something. They have to get a quick 3-0 kill right now.
If anything, if they get a chance to, they can summon, but that's going to be really difficult with so much pressure on them. Bravery's building up again for Marvelous Anime. They need to find a way out of the corner or Goons is going to be done for.
No one has been able to approach Golbez. Golbez has just been causing so much problems. Just running back and forth, staying at a distance. Finally, someone picked him up. There we go. Into a wall splat. He's going to try to hit him with HP,
and that
but
was
missed.
So smart. He used block to go down. Yeah, and he actually hit a blind HP attack after that. Oh, such little life on the team of Goons.
Oh my God, the Goons. Now you can see 900 health, 800 health on two of their players. And Marvelous Anime has barely lost any HP so far.
Oh, and they're trying to summon over and over. They haven't been quite.
There it is! The incapacitation, and Marvelous Anime has taken it in the final game. And you can see the elation.
Oh my God, they're picking up beautiful, dude. Again. What has now become a classic for Marvelous Anime. We were just talking about the clutch factor. They came back from match point, from reverse match point, and won. They made whatever adaptation happened, it worked out perfectly for them. The Goons had an amazing game plan, but it all came down to that final match. I 100% agree with what you said. It came down a lot to stages.
Yes. It really felt a lot different because you could see the effect that Manny Fresh's Golbez had on the open field stages compared to the stages with all the walls, because on the walls they just got trapped and they couldn't kind of play this elusive game. But the Marvelous Anime, I mean, look, they are Marvelous Anime. They were doing the soul fist from across the screen. They were throwing those raven needles everywhere, all over the place. So shout outs to Marvelous Anime. They have taken it over Team Goons. But again, congratulations to Team Goons. They played amazing as well. Again, Marvelous Anime, they lost one whole stock up to that point in time. And so that shows the level of skill that Team Goons has, that they were able to 3-0 them twice in that grand final set.
That was an amazing grand final. So much adaptation from both teams. It came down to just all these little things. Oh, absolutely
It was
amazing
great.
grand
It was
finals.
great. It was good stuff.
I'm glad it was two teams that loved the game and are so dedicated. All right. Oh, and here we go. We have the winning team.
Kiyomi, we need to turn on the mic. You're gonna knock over the cup noodles. Cup noodles. All right.
You can cry.
Cry.
It's manly crying.
Can you wait? Kiyomi, is the mic on or okay? Yeah. I
not
can't
yet.
hear.
I don't think.
Is the power on here? Let me see.
Oh yeah, turn on.
There we go. Now try.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah, you're good.
All
You're
right.
good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's like we were training so hard for this.
Dude, check out these cool pictures that you guys got here.
Double-sided.
This is, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. This is like so crazy. I like can't believe we're like here.
So, I mean, what is it about Final Fantasy Dissidia that caused the three of you guys to come together and play so in practice so hard to win this tournament?
So I was like, I mentioned this before, but I've always been a fan of these games, and I've put in countless hours in them, and I never expected them to be competitive because, to be honest, they weren't balanced in a way to where it would be competitive because the tiers were all out of whack, and it was really crazy. But when I heard that Dissidia NT was coming out, I was like, oh my god, I actually get a chance to like play this game competitively, for real. And when the first major like tournament for the game kind of came out, like in SCR, I saw my friend Julian, and I said, hey, do you want to team together? And he was just like, okay.
What a great meet cute here.
That's how it started.
and Manny, like, we actually did not know him until SCR.
Dude, that's
but we've like, I reached out to him. I saw that he was an Evo champ. I was just like, holy shit!
Say it.
Shit! Like, that's so crazy. I would love to have you on your team. And you said yes. We managed to take it, and we got invited to the fantasy finals. And after that, I actually had these guys come over a week before, and we trained nonstop for that whole week.
So, I mean, let me ask you though, like, what is it about your teamwork? What is the synergy between the three of you?
We've been friends for nearly 4 years now, and him, we all share a similar love for Final Fantasy and for Dissidia, especially now. And would you believe that when we got asked the question what was our favorite Final Fantasy, we all answered the same one, Final Fantasy IV.
Okay, all right, I like it.
In
Good
case you
choice.
couldn't tell by our team
already.
We love Final Fantasy IV, and that kind of brought us together. And plus, we played different games too. I'm a BlazBlue player, he's a Guilty Gear player, and he is a Capcom Marvel player.
Tekken.
Oh, and Tekken 2. I forgot about that.
No.
Yeah, we all thought it would be such a cool idea if all of us would incorporate that in our team name and just be like, wow, we all play different games and come from different backgrounds, and we can like get together and show that all these different scenes can come together and win a tournament. And for us to do it again, it's amazing that we managed to do it.
I have one question, because this is something we don't really get to see from a lot of other fighting games. How has being a team, especially such a successful team that's trained hard together, how has it affected all of your friendships, like personal relationships?
Throughout the week, we've all had respective times where we were either have a bad day or have like a time where we were either distressed or anything like that, worried about the tournament or anything like that. And we all, like a team, brought each other up, and we managed to fuse all our strengths together and really make countless breakthroughs. And I want to actually give a shout out to my friends who couldn't make it here today. Acidace is like my...
They were here yesterday.
God, Acidace.
Yes, he is like... He used to play anime too, actually, but then he went and won Evo twice in a row for Gundam. And he's actually insanely good at this game. He is actually, I think personally, he is like one of the best players in the country for this game right now.
Wow.
And multiplayer games in general.
I mean, to be fair, right now, you guys are the best players in the country.
Please. I still think we are still not on. I don't think we're quite on the level on him or quite.
Oh, this is how. Oh, Kizzy, of course, is clapping in the background because those are his teammates.
I want to thank Kizzy as well. I want to thank Cosmic, Altier Ace. He's my.
I'm proud of my son.
Yeah, there are many players who actually couldn't make it to any of these tournaments because they live like away from here, or they just couldn't make it to any of these tournaments. And to name a few, there are a lot of really strong players who didn't get to get any coverage, which is really a shame. But I really hope for future tournaments, players like let's see, RDF, Navarre, K1. Oh, he's super godlike. We actually teamed with him before. He's Canadian. And Hero, of course. He's a fellow SoCal person, and it's amazing how good all these people are at these games.
I want to give everybody a chance here. So, Manny, like, how do you feel about winter? I can tell you're very emotional right now. Like, how has this affected you at this point?
Well, you know, I've been playing Marvel for a lot of years, Marvel 3. And, you know, I got Street Fighter 5 when it came out, and I was, you know, waiting. I've been grinding hard. I've been playing for about almost 6 years, fighting games competitively, and I've been waiting for this one big win to put under my belt, and it's it's very important to me, and I get to share it with these two people right here.
Awesome.
And,
Awesome.
There's no one else who I'd rather share this feeling with.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. And so, Julian, sir, you've played lots of games, Guilty Gear, Tekken, Blaze Blue. You've played Blaze Blue and stuff. So, what is it about Dissidia that stands out to you most?
It's. He just did a snide comment like brush lance was like the spinning move that Barry has. And I love the mash, like I mash hop kick, so I can't, shout out to hop kick. But what makes that Dissidia so much is it's a team-based game. Like I've never ever played a game like this before, like a fighting game where you have a team.
It's like scaring me right now. I don't want you to drop
this.
this.
I'm gonna drop that, and it's gonna be very embarrassing.
And I'm gonna steal this. Actually,
you let him have it. It's done.
But like playing this game has always been different. And it was rough for me at first, because SCR was the first time I actually touched this game. Didn't play the beta or anything, and we won. That felt amazing. But I really felt like I was definitely the weakest link of the team. So I wanted for this to put work, so I got in a week early to play in Jonah's house all day. He had to tolerate my existence, which is never easy. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I dropped every game. Like I've been playing Guilty Gear, Tekken, or Blaze Blue last couple weeks just to win this. It means that much. And before I get emotional, just anyone out there, even when like the chips are down and you're about to be done, never give up. Never, ever, ever give up.
Yeah,
there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
And I have to ask all three of you guys. I mean, the Goons right there. You guys had lost one stock going up to that point, and then you got 3-0'd twice by that team.
It was crazy.
There. So I mean, like, what does that say about those opponents right there?
They're extremely strong. It showed. Shoutouts to most, by the way. Everyone in that team is awesome, and they're great. But most whipping them to shape, making them hella good. Yo, Zero was doing great. Nairo was getting work. Like it's clear they've been training hard, and they were taking this seriously. And I love that. And I can't wait. I very hope they stick with this game so we can play more, because I would love to play them.
Kyobi, Final Fantasy VI ending.
I'm happy we won. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I want to thank my awesome teammates, Jonah, one of my closest friends of 4 years, my new brother Manny, Kizzy the God for calming us down when we were getting 3-0'd. We all owe him our victory as much as our teammates.
Can we know what he said to you guys? That advice, because it.
Do you remember? He said to calm down. And that he knew that we had it, and we just needed to keep it together and push forward. Because we were going to do it. And I'm really glad that we didn't fail him.
Fourth team member. Fourth support team member. That's good.
but now, I guess we're going to go celebrate pretty hard.
Nice. Good stuff.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go ham tonight.
You're all $1,000 richer. Congratulations.
We're going to Japan tomorrow, so.
Oh, nice. And Jonah and Manny, you guys won these cool pictures. I'm sorry they didn't have one for you, Julian.
I don't have one anymore. It sucks.
No. Here you go.
I'm actually a little disappointed because I play Golbez, so all they gave me are heroes.
Oh. Well, you know what? All you have to do is feel good that knowing that Golbez would body all of them, right? So there you go.
And Most and Leaf are part of a big Dissidia community, and a Dissidia community, and I really
it's big.
Yeah, I would
big,
hope
definitely
so.
big now.
And I want to shout out to all of you guys for supporting this game and being awesome. We really hope that we get to play a bunch of you guys in the future. Win or lose, I just want people to enjoy this game and feel the same joy that we do playing it and interacting with your friends and just overall having a great time. So thank you very much, and I really hope to see every one of you in the future.
Yay! Okay,
Well
love
said,
you
well
guys. Before we wrap up, we're going to take a group photo. I'm going to let the runner-up say a few words. Is that cool with the team winners? Good job. Amazing. All right, let's go. Mason, get here. Zero, Nero, let's go.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for Goons, to be
Okay,
honest.
sure, yeah, no problem, no problem.
Team captain.
Yeah, let's bring Most up here. But I mean, of course, Most is he is the team captain, so I have a bunch of questions for him too. I have to talk to him about Zero. Here we go,
Zero,
the man.
What's going on?
First of all, let me just say, amazing play, especially for the amount of time that you put in, or like got to put in. I should say. Incredible, like the 3-0 comeback in the semis after getting 3-0 that first game, and then the double 3-0 comeback in grands. All of it was really incredible, and I of course have to compliment you guys. Maybe you heard it on your coordination and your communication, which was absolutely amazing. But I mean, honestly, just do you have any thoughts in general? Because that was one of the most impressive wild card runs that I've ever seen in a tournament.
All right, first of all, I had to hype it up, man.
Yeah.
Now I gotta take this L. But see,
You're not used to this, right?
See, I'm a good man. I'll take this L. They play well. Fine. I don't hate them. No, I told them that, but like, you gotta hype it up. If we don't care, then nobody else cares. The people at home know what.
Exactly.
I'm the man of the people. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
But no, you know what I noticed? I think the game needs like a counter pick system for stages. Because stages actually play a very strong factor.
Yeah, we
For
were
example,
noticing that. Yeah,
Farian's a very grounded character, and when we got to the platform stages, it was very easy to nullify him. But on the flat stages, it was very hard to neutralize him.
Yes.
So I think maybe moving forward, there should be a system like a strike system, counter pick system, maybe something like Smash actually does. Because I feel like stages are very important.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there should be like a pool, and you should be able to pick them. That's like my only feedback, really.
Okay, I like that. No, because we were noticing that too. A lot of the stages with walls and stuff like that benefited your team greatly, and a lot of the open field stages benefited their team a lot. And so when it got to the tunnel stage at the very end, I was like, oh, this feels like this might be an advantage.
We got
for
Final
them.
Destination.
Yeah.
They chain grabbed us. I got chain grabbed.
But I mean, you're obviously. We were just talking about this. Probably one of the most dominant players in any fighting game in any history, right? Your record in Smash 4 is crazy. But like, being such a competitive player like that, what is it about Dissidia that appeals to you now that you've had a chance to sit down and play with and train with Most and everything like that?
To be honest with you, the Cloud's just my boy. I got the opportunity. I wanted to show up now. I could be better at something else. Final Fantasy, that was like 80% of my motivation. Also, Most, our teacher, literally taught us the game in less than a week. Great teacher. We were actually trash a week ago, but we've been coming up. We've been coming up strong.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. He just walked by me yesterday while I was messing with the game, and he taught me so much in just this little amount of time. So awesome job as a teacher to you as well.
Yeah, me too. He's been just telling me stuff that I didn't know literally all like the past 2 days, like more than anybody else. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, man. When you teach someone new the game, like, hey Zero, you block with L1. like it's frustrating. Like, he has the patience of a saint, dude. At the beginning, I was like, wait, hold on, how do I dash? It was like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Nairo, what about you? What is it? You guys have obviously played with each other as teammates a lot of times. Were you able to take a lot of that skill set into this game when you played?
Are you talking you mean like us playing Smash?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we team in Smash 4 like pretty much all the time. Well, now he retired, so he's worthless. But yeah, I would say like we just work together really well, just because we just team for so long, and then Most like he said, Most is a really good teacher, and like we played the Japanese beta. There was a Japanese beta earlier in December, and then the NA beta, and then we just decided to get the full game, and we just played that, and we were like 7th seed. We're good. We're pretty happy to do like really well, even though we lost. But it was like it wasn't like a blow up, or
right.
We didn't get 3-0'd or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with how we did. I think we worked really well.
You said you had a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, I have plenty of questions. First of all, I like your shirt. Of course, you had to wear it for the occasion, right?
You already know.
Yeah,
We've seen
good
that.
too, but
We've seen that.
But
We've seen that.
yeah. We've seen it. Yeah, you know what? Most shirt is great too.
Oh,
We gotta give it. Yeah. No, to be for guest character would be awesome, right? Tell me it's not. But so you guys, so how exactly did it happen? Because we heard the stories of you guys trying the game at the HyperX event, right?
Yeah.
And obviously I don't know.
You played it at the HyperX event for the first time. I played it like a few times when I went to Japan for like a tournament or all that stuff. So I had a little experience, but I definitely learned a lot more when I actually played at the HyperX event. And it was fun in Japan. It was fun now. So when they hit me up about this, obviously I accepted it. Zero put in a word for me. I know he's gonna say that, so I'm just taking it right now. I'm taking it. That's why he was looking at me. He was gonna say something. Yeah, I don't know about him, but yeah, it was definitely his first time, but he was very interested. I mean, why am I talking for you?
Yo, I'm sorry, but if Cloud Strife is in that fighting game, I need to play it. Just
play Air Guys.
Listen, smashing Cloud is it's like next level top tier, but you're just playing him, bro. The combination of being strong, blonde, fast. That's my boy right here. I'm eating this cup of noodles tonight. That's my dinner right here.
Let me get a chance to ask Mason this question. What was it like training these two players, knowing the caliber of players that they were? Was it a joy to kind of teach these kind of very strong competitive players how to play this game?
So at first I had originally assumed that they weren't going to be too serious about the game.
Mm-hmm.
But my expectations were immediately thrashed when they came up and they were just like, yo, this game is sick. And as I was teaching them, they were like, whoa, you could do this, you could do that. And it was just very entertaining because I was like they said, I was working with them very baby steps, right? Mm-hmm. Very slowly. And the more I saw them learn, the more I saw them appreciate the game.
Okay.
And for that, I thank you guys very much.
Well, you've been obviously a fan of Dissidia for a very long time. You said you've been working on the communities, the websites, and all sorts of stuff like that. How does it feel to see this happening with Dissidia right now?
Honestly, I was super excited when I came in through these doors and I saw just all of the lighting and everything just going on. It was so beautiful, it was mind-blowing. And I hope everybody enjoyed the show that was put on today. And I hope you guys look forward to anything else that happens after this event, because Dissidia is a very wonderful game.
I have one last question, because I think they're trying to steal you guys for the picture. So you guys were one of the only teams today that had never competed together before in any of the events, as a full team. Are you three going to be playing together even more after this event as a team?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm sure most can find stronger players to team with.
Oh, no. You're his children now. You can't abandon his children.
Yeah, you suck. Me and Most are going to be playing.
Nah, I'm sorry, man. Naruto more that say bye.
Also, one thing. Since the beginning, I always use Titus, but the last day we played, I started using your Stola more. And then we just rock with that team, and it ended up working out really well.
Nice. Good job.
Finally, thank you to all the fans watching. We appreciate the Scarf Army, the Knife Nation, the Dissidia guys. Thank you. See you, guys.
All right, guys. That is just the beginning of the action of fighting games today, because we still have all of Wednesday nights coming up, so do not go anywhere. But in the meantime, for Final Fantasy Dissidia,
yep, I'm EGP Wonder Chef.
And I'm James Chen. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for Street Fighter V AE coming up next at Wednesday Night Fights.